Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another collection of clever and crazy character clashes in the cage of collective cool called Monster Party.
Monster Party!
Monster Party!
Monster Party!
Crazy!
Oh, we're crazy. We're cool. There's fighting. Hey, wait a minute.
Fighting? Where we're high on chocolate?
Well, yes. Well, you might want to know this right off the bat, listeners.
Wait, no, because who are you?
What are you telling me? No, I'm gonna. They know who I am. I will
they don't
introduce
know.
myself.
Who are you,
First
sir?
okay. God damn it!
I need to know.
I am Matt Weinhold.
I am SHAWN Sheridan.
I am Larry Strothe.
Oh, boy.
And I am James GONIS.
Okay, and Larry, what I was
Oh, my
trying to
God.
tell you before any of this got started, because I think you need to know that, and that is, Larry is wasted on chocolate.
No,
There's no other way to say it. He's wasted. He has OD.
No,
He's
it's a sugar
he's
high.
tripping. It's a sugar high, but like,
Woo.
look, I've hung out with people who do drugs, and I've never seen anything like this.
He's in his Augustus Gloop stage right now.
He has
Right.
legally changed his name to Wonka.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
All
Okay.
right. Well, that's our mystery voice.
Thank you, mystery voice. Yes.
Can I just say this is the part of the show no one listens to? We know who's on the show.
No.
We've read it. Let's go.
No. You know what?
It's a
It's like a
buildup.
yes. It's like
All right.
a liturgy.
And now
All
you've
right.
destroyed it. So now we have to stop
No,
the show.
Yeah, but now we have to do it all over again. Thank you, mystery voice.
No,
Why don't you want to do a
Matt.
little thing called editing, Matt? It's a technology.
No, I don't. I'm not
Okay.
going to do that anymore.
But Matt,
I'm done.
we're excited because we have a
We are
great
excited.
topic, right?
We do. I love this topic. This is one of
Yes.
my favorite topics.
Yes,
It's
yes.
one we've done a number of times. And it really is that classic schoolyard game that you play with your friends, especially if they're nerds.
Yeah. It's really
And-
immature.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, but
It's
yet,
not post office.
no, no. But yeah, it's not 7 minutes in heaven. But no, this is one that we really enjoy, and we love doing it every time we do it. And this is the latest incarnation of it, and it's called
Yes.
Who Would Win the Conundrum Domination?
Who would win the conundrum domination?
Yes. Now, that's just a stupid way of saying it's who would win, and what volume is this?
6.
Volume
It was
six.
Volume
Wow.
Volume
6.
6.
Wow,
Wow.
the sixth time we've done this.
And I love doing this each time
Me
we
too.
do it. It's just
So
so much
fun.
fun.
We
Always
will
fun.
eventually be adapting this into a Squid Game somehow. We're not sure how yet, but we're going to figure it out.
But Matt, we need to have someone fun, someone who's like funny, who could really enjoy doing this show, huh?
Well, you know what? When in doubt, go to Monster Party Family. Right?
That's
Oh my God. Our guest, who is a return guest,
Yeah.
is a guy that I've known for years, a talented actor, filmmaker, TV host, comedian, improviser, writer, and you will all know him from Johnny Carson's Tonight Show,
That's
Jay
right.
Leno's Tonight Show,
Yep, the ladies love him.
and the other guy's Tonight Show. Please welcome Mark Pitta.
Mark
Oh.
Pitta, all the way from Vegas.
Yeah.
You left out one of my credits.
What did I leave out?
Mystery voice.
Oh, he's the mystery voice.
right.
Yeah, the mystery is revealed.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what? This was a intimidating category
Really?
Until I
Really?
start getting into it. Then it became
Yeah,
right.
it's fun.
Then I went.
Yeah.
Then I had dreams about it, and I had friends calling me. They thought of one, so I think I'm prepared.
All right.
I know you're prepared. I know you're
Right.
going to be great at this. In fact, you seem so excited about it. I say you get this going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know how
Well,
it's played. Give us
okay.
a couple
Yeah,
characters.
we got two
And-
characters.
and they
from
enter a
horrors-
room.
Yes, horror, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, whatever. They
Okay.
enter a room. Now, I want to put a caveat on
Oh,
this.
here it is.
No, wait a minute. They enter a
room.
room. For the most part, it's they enter a room.
Yes.
but they're going to have to adapt certain things considering who these characters are.
Right.
But
Well,
but the basic idea is yes, 2 characters enter a room, 1 leaves.
Well, then
right.
that takes away a few of my. Hey, let's do a lightning round.
Wow. Well, this has been great.
But, you know,
we could
imagine-
go on and on.
Yes,
Yeah.
but imagine, these.
All right, I got
two
it.
things get into a room and there's
He's got
you
it.
see the music.
I got it.
Dun, 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 dun,
I got it.
dun,
I got
He
it. I
doesn't.
got it.
Right,
I
okay.
got
Right.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
He doesn't,
all
need,
right.
I got
he
it.
doesn't need your
Searchlights.
trailer. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me
Searchlights, rock and roll.
step
You
down.
got it.
All right,
Okay.
buddy.
So the one I want to start with is I hope I'm doing this right because some of these may not garner any conversation.
Okay.
Well, let's try. Let's see. Let's see where we go.
But this first one I think does it, and I'm going to butcher this guy's name. It's Karl-Heinz Boehm, the photographer Mike Lewis in Peeping Tom.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And
Good.
Walter-
I already
Walt-
like it.
Walter Paisley, played by Dick Miller of Bucket of Blood.
Oh, this is genius.
Wow.
This
Oh,
is genius.
wow.
Wow.
All right, so
Wow.
both
I mean-
both are artists. Dick Miller's character wanted to be an artist, fit in
Right.
with all the other artists, and the photographer is a photographer, takes nudie pictures, but he'd rather be known, as a good photographer, a movie photographer.
Well, yeah.
but,
But
that
they're
you all-
also, they're both psychologically kind of screwed up, and
we
they
don't
can
know why
resort to-
we don't have the origin of why Dick Miller is like that, but
Well,
we do.
okay. Can I jump in? Can I jump in already right here? Because I think from watching Bucket of Blood like a million times, I
Yes,
watched it
right.
so many times.
Me
As
too.
we were growing up, it was like every other week it seemed.
Yep.
And so I know that movie very well. I also know Peeping Tom very well.
Same here.
And I think the Dick Miller character, I don't think he has the same kind of bloodlust or psychosis because Dick Miller, it seemed like he sort of fell into murder. Like
He did, yeah, but
I mean, he might have had those aspects about him, sort of bubbling away underneath. But I think that, he could have gone his entire life without killing anyone. Whereas,
Well, wait a minute. Once he kills someone, he doesn't mind doing it a second time.
Yeah,
it's
but
as if it's as if he's high on chocolate balls. Seriously,
yeah,
because
I'm not
by the
saying-
end of the movie, he's kind of like, okay, like I'm indestructible here, like
I'm not saying he's not a lunatic. And I'm not saying we're talking a fight now. We're talking 2 psychos against each other.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is I think that in Peeping Tom, Carl Boehm,
Yeah.
Karl-Heinz Boehm, yeah.
he has way more experience being crazy.
Mhm.
He's had this cauldron of stuff in the way that he was raised and the way that his father tormented him. And I mean, he's really,
he's also kind of shrewd in the way he commits his murder. And I would say that he would probably fool Walter Paisley into saying, okay, let me just take a photo of you first. And he's going to take those tripod and have that little knife in that
Yeah.
Right.
tripod, like, and just stab him and like surprise him,
Yeah.
Whereas
Dick Miller
Paisley's-
doesn't have a secret weapon like
Yeah,
he
he would. Right. I mean,
I think
that's-
but they're both reluctant. They don't seek it out as much. I think the photographer, Mike Lewis, is an opportunist. When he knows a moment, he can get away with it. That's
It's
Dick Miller, the same
a good
thing.
pairing. It's a good pairing. They're both kind of have similar, kind of similar characters in a way. So I like that.
Yeah, thanks.
But I think that with Dick Miller, it's the popularity. Like he gets
Mhm.
high on being popular, and this is the only time in his life that he's ever been popular and successful, and he just doesn't want to lose it, so he's pushed into a corner. And with the dead cat, that he kills, and then makes that piece of artwork out of the cat. It's like, well, I'm sorry, I didn't try to kill my cat; it was an accident. And now I'm popular with this piece of artwork. And then it's just this domino.
I mean, he's in the in crowd now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
right.
part of the beatniks
yeah,
now. Yeah.
He's hanging with Warhol,
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Right. And Basquiat walks in and says, "Have you seen Keith Haring?" And they go, "No, he's over at Dolly's house."
And then he shows up and he's covered in plaster. And
You know what I found interesting is both took themselves out.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
did they? Did
Yes.
they?
Well, we know the photographer does, and Dick Miller is seen hanging with plaster all over himself, and they say his best work yet.
Right. But there's a supernatural element that challenges that. Because at the end, it's like he's haunted by the people that he killed.
Is it psychological or is it really happening?
Or did a supernatural force do that to him? We don't really
That's
know.
true. That's true.
Oh,
Perhaps listeners could check it out and send us an email.
But
well,
yeah.
I'm glad you like the first one.
But it's
That was a
Peeping
good
Tom, definitely.
That's good.
We all agree, right?
I agree. I agree.
I think so. Yeah, I think, yeah.
But Mark, I think that's
unless Dick Miller looks at Peeping Tom guy and goes, "Oh, he's perfect for my next assignment." You know?
Yeah, it takes a frying pan and smashes him
Or,
in the head with it.
or like every buddy comedy, they team up.
Yeah, they team, right.
And there's the Saint Bernard.
They
And,
team up on a killing spree. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice
I
one,
like
Mark.
it.
Nice one.
I like
Good.
that. I like that.
All
Okay.
right.
Who's next?
Okay.
Go
So
ahead,
this
Larry.
is a little unorthodox here. It's kind of in the sci-fi world. Now, what if you had two intelligent people like Dr. David Reed, played by Richard Carlson in 1954's Creature from the Black Lagoon, versus John Putnam, who played by Richard Carlson in the 1953 It Came from Outer Space.
Wow, that's so out of the box. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow, how did you even come up
I
with
didn't
something
even know
like
you've
that?
seen those movies, Larry. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Here's two characters that I just love.
They're both so similar, though. They're both so similar.
Are they? Are they
they?
really?
But they're both intelligent scientists who seek the truth and want to, and they're passive and they don't want violence. So why
So
would
you
they
just
fight?
want to see
Wait a
scientists fight.
I love to see scientists fight. And,
Okay.
Sean brings it, they're both nice scientists. Hey, let me tell you something. John Putnam, he's not a scientist. He's basically
He's an astronomer.
an amateur astronomer.
Right, okay.
Inventing stuff. And he carries a gun, man, because he doesn't know what's going on in this little
Yeah,
town.
but you know what? I would say, wait, what's his character's name in Creature again?
Dr. David Reed.
Okay, David Reed, I would say is going to be the winner because he jumps into the water, he swims, he shoots harpoons.
Yes.
I mean, he's a more physically active hero,
Yes.
more in a sense than John Putnam, who just kind of walks around saying, "Hey, let's not kill the aliens. We have to understand them." I mean,
Yeah.
the other guy
Yeah.
is a man of action.
Right.
He
I
he's
agree.
more he can hold his own against what's his face, the other guy, his rival in Creature, Richard Denning.
Yes.
Richard Denning. Yes.
So I think, and I just think he has the chops more than the other guy.
Yes. Very nice, Sean.
That's good logic.
James, do you feel
I
the same
agree.
way?
I do.
Matt?
I think I agree with that. Yes. Yeah.
And
I just want to
Mark.
see them have a really lame fight. Two scientists just kind of
With
just
like
flopping
with-
around,
yeah.
But
And like
see,
with bad
here's-
split screen effect, because
But
it's
see-
both the characters.
But see, here's the thing. What I see is I can see them both entering the room and they look at each other and goes, well, I'm going to choose not to fight. So do I. I think that's a very good idea. And then all of a sudden the force that's around there goes, no, you
Yeah,
must
you have to
battle
fight.
each other. And then what would happen is Dr. David Reed, I believe, yes, Sean, I agree. He
Yeah,
would have the
yeah.
fist. He'd be about to strike John Putnam. John Putnam would go, but wait, this is not and then all of a sudden he'd get hit,
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
and
So Larry, I
Yes.
guess in this scenario, it's kind of like we're the gamesters of
I was
Triskelion.
just gonna say,
Yes.
I was just using Triskelion reference.
yes.
And then so
Yes.
each person that we send into the room has one of those bracelets on their neck.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
10 quatlus for Mr. Reed.
Right.
100 quatlus if John Putnam is killed in 1 minute.
right, exactly.
Mark, what do you think?
Well, this is where it's intimidating because your guys' memory for films are so much more sharpened. And I don't even use ginkgo biloba. So I'm going to say Dr. Reed would be more physical unless he just came from, fighting the creature all day.
No.
Sure, yeah.
Well, that
They're
wasn't one of
both
the
well
things that brought it.
rested.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
And John Putnam's got his tweed jacket, and Dr. David Reed has his, adventurer hat and khaki shorts. So, that's and
Evenly matched.
Sean, you said exactly what I would say. So, but you did it so eloquently.
Yes,
without,
I would think they would both
without-
enter the room and just say, hey, you're handsome. So are you.
Wow. Hey,
Yeah.
a fight can be making out too, right?
No, there's no making out in this. No, that's not how it works. But
Okay.
but thank you guys, Sean. I
like
agree,
that
yes.
though. Yeah.
Thank
that's
you.
That's an interesting combination though.
Well, Sean, why don't you give us one then?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's one that I don't really know the answer, but Matt, I'm curious what you would think. Because because one side of it you're more familiar with this character than I am. But the first half would be Nicky Henson's character from Psychomania.
Ooh.
You know, which is he's part of the Living Dead biker gang, and he finds out that if you simply believe that you're going to come back to life, you can. So he just purposely commits suicide on his motorcycle.
Seems perfectly logical.
He comes back to life. She's like, kind of like, he can't be killed now. He's like, he comes back from the dead. He's kind of like the undead. But he's still a normal guy, and he just does everything, but he's
Can't be killed.
Right. So this is Tom. Tom Latham is the character. Okay. So Tom Latham versus Ghostwriter.
Okay.
Oh.
Because isn't Ghostwriter also is Ghostwriter, like, Matt, you know this character more. Is he technically immortal? Can he be killed?
Well, he's really kind of a human demon.
Right.
He's
and
signed
so is
a pact.
Nicky. So is Tom
they
in a
both
way.
signed a pact with Satan.
Right.
And so, wow, I don't know. That's a good one.
Wow.
I would say that no one's really going to get killed because I don't really think that's in the bargain.
Unless like
one accepts Jesus or something. I don't know.
No, Matt, what if one is defeated, not necessarily killed?
Well, that was where I was going, which is that. So who gets the worst end of the fight?
Yeah.
I don't think this should be in a room. It should be in a biker bar.
It's a big room.
Right.
It's a really big room.
Yes.
It's a stadium.
But on motorcycles, I would say if it comes to their motorcycles, Ghostwriter has it because the motorcycles
that's where I was
pretty
going.
lame. Like he is Ghostwriter has a badass motorcycle.
Yeah,
I mean, like Nicky Henson, he rides fast through like a food court. He's like, exactly. But like the Ghostwriter goes up the side of buildings,
right. He could pummel Tom to death, but not to death. But he can't. But I mean, I guess would he feel? I don't even know.
I think they do feel pain. I think they might feel some pain.
Yeah,
I think Nicky Henson.
No, actually, remember when he comes back for the first time and one of the other guys sticks a knife right in his abdomen? He just smiles and like, okay, see, I'm undead. So I don't know if he feels pain.
But I for some reason I was thinking maybe a fight would be different. But I guess not really. If a knife,
it might be a draw to me. I mean, ultimately,
that's a great one though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because I just feel like somehow Ghostwriter's super strength or his hellfire or the fact that his motorcycle is so much more formidable, that there'd be something there that would give him the edge that as judges we're watching it would go, okay, we got to give this one to Ghostwriter.
Because he could ride it on fire.
Yeah. Right. So he'd slow him down. We'd have to change the rules of what's a win as we're watching this thing.
And isn't his mission to kind of like find sinners and send them to hell in a way?
Basically, yes.
Yeah. I mean, so maybe he could like somehow trick Tom into like sending him back to, I don't know.
No, that would be the narrative. The narrative. Yeah.
For those
that would be how he wins,
those who've never seen Psychomania, you gotta catch it.
Thank you, Mark.
He's got to come out of that. He's got to come out. He comes out of that grave on the motorcycle.
Oh my God. It's one of the greatest. It's literally one of my favorite movies ever made.
I think the best image.
I love it. I love it. And there's so many weird elements about it.
Yes.
The occult part of it, the biker stuff, the soundtrack.
You know what? We should recreate it at Forever Hollywood Cemetery.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. So that's mine.
Like I just see one of us just waiting underground. Please start this.
Okay, it's like, all right, send them out. Hey, Sean, that's a great one.
All right, cool.
So, James, so are we saying that's kind of a draw, that one? Is that what we're saying?
I give the edge.
Yeah, give the edge to Ghostwriter.
Okay, good. All right, James, it's in your court.
Ghostwriter. Okay. Ride a little sofa.
Godzilla, let's say 60s Godzilla.
60s Godzilla.
Okay.
Versus
not Godzilla in his 60s.
No. This would be the Showa Godzilla. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And we're not talking the first Godzilla. We're talking the more
60s,
superhero-esque.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a title?
Well, let's say
like Godzilla versus the Thing, or Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah. Like
that period.
Versus the Gargantuans, both
Both
They're, they're
gargantuan.
small. They're
Oh.
smaller though than
Well,
Godzilla.
now wait a minute. Let's.
But there's
Their-
two,
their
Sean.
scale-
There's two. There's
two.
two.
They're a little bit smaller scale. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really just wrestlers.
They're wrestlers.
Guys, they're agile. And
Yeah, but they got
James-
fur.
No, Sean, James isn't saying one. He's saying there's two of them.
There's
Yeah.
two of them.
It's a tag team,
And-
man.
They are
and-
smarter. I think they have more brain power
Yes.
than Godzilla. And
Yes, that's
Sanda
right.
Sanda is probably the more intelligent thinker one, and Gyra would be just like the bulldog,
Brute
just
force.
running out. Yeah,
Right.
Here,
Brute
and this
force.
is how I see it happening. This is how I see it going down. It's good cop, bad cop. That's what they do. That's natural with them. So
Right.
you've got Sanda, who is, kind of trying to appeal to Godzilla as a,
right,
like a fellow good monster.
right.
And then all of a sudden, Gyra comes up behind him, and it's just a snap of the neck.
Well, look, my logic is if you can call it Kong winning in King Kong versus Godzilla, or at least a draw, and that was one, simian monster with total control of his arms and hands,
right.
where Godzilla doesn't have that advantage. And here you have two, even though they might be a little bit smaller in scale, I would give the edge to the gargantuans.
I guess as long as Godzilla doesn't get a good shot with his fire breathing,
yeah.
and then they go up and they're hairy. They'll go up in a second.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
they can roll on the ground. You remember,
Nah.
like the Dick Van Dyke commercials. Get down on the ground and roll.
Well,
when you're on the
unless they,
fire.
Larry,
drag him into
What?
the water, because
Larry.
Gyra's good in the water.
Dick
What?
Van Dyke could take Godzilla. We all agree with that. But Gargantuas, I just think, especially if we're talking about walking into a room, they both walk into a room,
Right.
Yeah.
or the three of them walk into a room,
Yeah.
and they look at Godzilla. Godzilla looks at them, and he just lets them have it with the breath, and it's done.
Well, Godzilla could kill them accidentally.
Well, you know what? See, no, do you guys think that you can just do this? You walk in the room, go, and blow. I think you got to build up. You got to go,
Before he walked into the room, he was building it. In the lobby, he was building it.
It's funny, James. This is really good. My first thought was Godzilla, but the more I thought about it, it's a tag team, and they can duck and roll.
Look.
Come on, have you guys ever played dodgeball before? Someone throws a ball and go, whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa,
I mean, definitely, the Gargantuas definitely are quicker and more agile than Godzilla. That's for sure. So I guess,
Yeah, look at some of Godzilla's other foes. Like everywhere was a lobster.
Yeah, right,
I mean,
right.
Godzilla,
wasn't he?
You had two.
No, he was a
shrimp.
shrimp.
Giant
He was a
shrimp.
a giant shrimp. Okay,
Wow,
what I'm saying
James.
is these guys,
Sad.
the
Really fucking sad.
Gargantuas are just more formidable than a lot of the other Godzilla villains, and I think it'd be more of a challenge.
James, I'm going to go out on a
Interesting.
limb. I'm going to say I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and
course.
I'm going to agree with you. I think I lean towards the Gargantuas. Out of the intelligence, the agility. Yes, Sean, they might get hit with a ray here or there, and they could roll.
A ray here or there.
Godzilla could probably literally fit like a Gargantua's head completely in his mouth. I mean,
But you know what?
That's
See,
it. Then.
Sean, here's what he would do. If he did that, I'm going to get Green Gargantua. He blows his breath, and then Green Gargantua's, I'm on fire. Godzilla's going to look at him and go, ha, ha, ha. And as that's happening, Brown Gargantua is going to jump on Godzilla and twist his neck.
Can you twist his neck easily?
Hey,
Well,
Wait.
James, I think it's not going to be like they kill Godzilla. I think it was like they can pin him down and Godzilla be and taps his shoulder. Okay, you got me. And then they let him go.
No, there's no
Uncle,
tapping.
yeah.
There's no tapping. And Larry, as soon as the head is in the mouth and Godzilla lets go with the breath, there's no Gargantua falling back and going, because he no longer has a head. The head is gone. It's
But see,
incinerated.
But you're implying that Godzilla would not look at his handiwork and go, aha, I've destroyed this.
Yes, I am
thing."
implying that.
But because I just don't see that. I think he would in all the films that we talk about in that Showa thing, when he's attacking, the smog monster, when he's looking at, the giant heteridium, or when he has these moments when he acknowledges it. It's not like he's such a lizard that he just, bites and moves.
Okay.
And so
I just want to ask one thing. So in the movies, he can communicate. Godzilla communicates with Anguirus. Is that the one he can talk to?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And him and Rodan, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
And so they have a little talk. And so, before any of this happens, before Godzilla has signed the contract to go into the room and do this, like Squid Game,
Yeah.
they tell him, they pull him aside and they're like, look, this is not like one of our regular fights, dude. When you walk in that room, you got to end this fucking thing as fast as possible.
Two things, Matt. There were witnesses that heard in the restroom Godzilla getting all worked up with the fire. But the confusion of Larry's scenario here is, Larry, you said he would blow the fire and go, ha, ha, ha. So you're saying Godzilla has a sense of humor.
He does.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He does. He does the dance. He does.
Hey,
in Monster Zero.
Yeah, Mr. Pitta. I can tell you, he does the thing when
Well, it was a question. It wasn't an attack.
Oh, I thought you were attacking.
It might as well be.
It's like, what does Larry know? What is Larry?
Oh, there's that voice again. Larry uses for all of us.
That's how you know.
I
don't know anything, Larry.
Maybe it's
dummy.
Very Yogi Bearish.
It's the chocolate balls talking.
Okay.
Am I the only one here? Am I the only one?
I think
Well, this is the reason I bring it up, Larry, is because having a sense of humor might be a weakness. Like in that moment of weakness, they can get them.
Possible, yeah. I mean, it's
true.
Yes.
I mean, my gut thing is still going with. Yeah, my gut thing is still going with Godzilla, but I could see it maybe if they get a lucky shot, they can pin Godzilla down. And
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
They all three of them go into the room. They know what this is about. And then so like all of a sudden Godzilla starts trying out his set or something, like cracking some jokes. And then they go like, while we're laughing, then, he's like, hey, I'm killing. And then they punch him. What?
But here's the
How
thing.
does that work?
This room, it's a big room that has, maybe it's got, mountains and a little river in it, or like trees and stuff. It's a big environment.
Do you see, wait a minute. Do you see, guys, how the room is always going to be brought up?
Yeah, I know. You know what, though? Godzilla, if he's smart and can see it, because the Gargantuars are like Cain and Abel. They're always fighting. So if Godzilla can convince Gyra's so hot-headed, Godzilla can say, hey, let's fight Sanda. Let's fight your brother instead. And then it's like, they kill Sanda, and then he just turns around and kills Gyra.
I like it.
I mean, I can see Godzilla being that shrewd because he can read a room. He can figure it out. He can.
No, wiser words have never been said. But I have to say that before it gets to the making alliances and all that in the room,
right?
It's Godzilla walks in. Okay, give me my money.
Right.
At the same time, go ahead, James.
Godzilla is lumbering. The Gargantuars are more agile. By the time Godzilla even gets to the point where the breath comes out, they can do so much more damage. This is my argument.
He's armor skinned. What are they going to do to him?
I have a question that no one ever asked, and this is volume 6. Is there a referee ever in these fights?
No.
It's like no holds barred. It's like a cage.
Well, because you said he walks in. If you're walking in ready to go, because there's no referee to go. Okay, and start.
Okay, well, wait. Let me just bring up something which is like idiotic point here, but it's like Matt saying, oh, they're talking to Godzilla outside. They're going, so when you go in the room, you got to take care of it. You don't think that someone's talking to the Gargantuas and they're saying, look, guys, I know you guys have had some problems over the years, but look, this is life or death. You got a big creature in there and you need to work together. And don't you think, they would say to each other, well, look, we
got a crap thunder.
Would that person be Giant Frankenstein?
That'd be a giant Burgess Meredith.
Maybe if you had Frankenstein and the two Gargantuas against Godzilla.
All right, this is getting a little out of hand.
Okay, James, look, James, this is a great suggestion. I'm gonna say Gargantuas.
Okay.
Mark, what do you think?
Well, I never like to see Godzilla lose, so I'm gonna go Godzilla.
Sean?
Right.
Yeah, I have to go with Godzilla.
James?
Gargantuas.
Ooh, 2-2, Matt.
Obviously, Godzilla.
I don't think it's so obvious.
I don't think it's obvious.
Okay, look at it this way. Look at it. So imagine if the Gargantuas are hanging out in the room, and somebody comes in and just drops a nuclear bomb and then leaves.
Wait.
I think that's what really
All right.
happens in this fight.
Godzilla is Mike Tyson, and the Gargantuas are midget wrestlers.
Okay. No,
What?
Mighty
One Punch
Hercules.
Man.
okay. This has been great.
That's a good
And
one.
Moving
this is a,
on.
this is
I
a
love
good
it.
one.
Moving on.
So,
Okay.
Matt, why don't you give us something that's not quite so obvious?
Well,
Did Sean
Okay.
do his yet?
Yeah, he did.
I did.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Ghostwriter and Psychomania. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider as
Ghost Rider.
yeah, that's what Carlos Rocky calls it. Ghost
Okay.
Rider.
all right. Here's one that I've been thinking about for a while, and I think it's worth some argument. But here we go. Blackula,
Ooh.
okay,
Yeah.
against Dracula, but the Christopher Lee Dracula.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh,
wow.
Ooh.
So what we're dealing with here are two physical, formidable vampires. Very scary when they want to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can be charming when they want to be.
Yes.
Very violent when they want to be. too.
Very violent, and don't put up with a lot of shit. When they're in
Right.
killing mode, it's
Yeah.
on.
And,
That's
and
good.
by the way, there's a secret weapon that Blackula has, and that's William Marshall's booming voice.
Yeah.
That can hurt a man's ear at 60 paces.
Yeah.
I
that's
put-
true.
I am William Marshall.
Now, stupid question. I know Christopher Lee is tall, but isn't William Marshall taller?
Yes, they're both very tall.
They're
I mean,
both very
they're probably
tall,
pretty
so they're
close.
evenly matched for the
yeah.
most
Yeah.
part.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Matt.
And Christopher Lee's got a great voice too. I mean, as far as the
Sure.
the presence, but
Matt, what was the Dracula film that Christopher Lee is absolutely just not charming, not nice, just ruthless? There's one where he's
there's
just
a
the
couple that
meanest.
Scars of Dracula.
Scars
of Dracula.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think he's pretty scary in Dracula Prince of Darkness. I
Yeah,
think.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
And that's a good one because like when they are actually in fighting mode, when we see them do that, they're both very similar. Yeah.
Now,
Mhm.
here's my take. They've both been through a lot. Now, Dracula has been around longer
Yes.
as
Yeah,
a
that is true.
vampire.
That is true.
Yes.
So he might have over the years developed fighting techniques and things that he can do. And he's just by being around people as long as he has, he's able to maybe kind of outthink you. But with Blackula, just the way that he was created, he's a Nigerian prince trying to get Dracula to help him end the slave trade, not knowing Dracula is a vampire. And all of a sudden, Dracula turns on him, makes him a vampire, and he loses his woman. So there's a lot of rage. It's personal.
yeah. Yeah.
And so I think that maybe that because it's so personal with Blackula, he might have an advantage that Dracula doesn't. Because I think maybe Dracula might kind of take someone like that for granted,
Mhm.
you know, and underestimate him. Where I don't think Blackula is playing that game. I think Blackula is like, no, I got shit to do. I'm angry. I've been angry forever.
Yeah.
You know what?
And I'm pissed, and let's go.
Blackula has some street smarts.
And he has
Yeah.
some street smarts.
And I do think that the Christopher Lee Dracula has this aura of superiority. Like he's better. He's better.
Yeah.
He
And,
also-
and I
yeah,
think that
yeah.
is I think that is a character flaw. When you think that way, and I do think maybe Blackula is still from royalty too.
Yes,
Yes, he's an African prince. Mama Walde.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
but I think you hit the nail on the head when you said the personal stuff. I think Christopher Lee Dracula may not anticipate what Mama Walde would have and
Yeah.
The
bring-
rage.
And he also,
You know?
Christopher Lee Dracula also uses minions a lot to do his dirty work.
That's
Other female vampires that he's turned, whereas
He got that from Yorga. He always borrowed from Yorga.
that's funny, Matt, because Matt, one of mine on my list was Blackula versus Yorga.
Oh, Yorga's done. Yorga's
Yeah,
toast.
probably. Yeah.
He's a little too relaxed
Yeah.
for that fight.
Right.
I'll have that answer for you tomorrow night.
Yeah, right. I have a fitting first, but then we'll.
But William
enter the
Marshall goes,
room.
but I have Pam Grier right over here.
I
Matt,
know we're entering a room, but what am I going to wear?
Matt, Matt, my first feeling was going to be Christopher Lee, but Dracula. But then as you started to explain, I started to think about it. I am now leaning towards, I think Blackula would win this.
I think me too,
fight.
yeah.
I'm leaning towards Blackula. And another thing too is that Dracula, he gets angry, but I don't feel like there's anything that's really personally
It's like an
animating
annoyance.
him.
Yeah,
It's
like an
irritating.
annoyance.
him.
Yeah, he gets me angry.
He's more outraged that anyone's fucking with him
Right.
than
Plus-
it's
plus,
personal
yeah.
to him.
Yeah, plus the Blackula could always consult the M5 computer to see who will win in the results.
right.
The M5.
Do you know what he's talking about, James?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God, you do?
Wow.
The ultimate computer episode.
Hey, Mark, do you know of what we're speaking of?
I know what M5 is, but
Star Trek episode, The Ultimate Computer, it's William Marshall as this guy who's created this computer
okay.
that like has part of his personality and has like,
It's
his,
so
like,
great.
feelings in the
Oh.
computer. So it's like flawed and
And it's
yeah.
running the ship. It's
Yeah,
running the
it
ship.
goes out of control. Yeah,
The
it's
last
great.
time I saw William Marshall recently was the Blu-ray of Skullduggery with Burt Reynolds.
Oh, that's right. I have that too.
I just
Really
found
interesting.
a high definition version of that I can't wait to watch because I
Wow.
haven't seen it.
It's a weird
forever.
movie. It's
It's
a weird
crazy.
movie that doesn't really work, but it's fascinating to
But
watch.
near the end, it's really fascinating.
It goes in all kinds of weird
It's
places.
sad.
that you don't
There's,
expect.
there's
It's-
one cringe moment with Bert is in the lake with all of them, and you're just like, "Oh,
Yeah,
poor
what?
Bert,
It-
poor
just-
Bert." Had
Just
to do this
picture,
scene.
just think about this: Harry Mudd having sex with the ape woman.
Yes, isn't that that's
Oh
what it
my
gets fun?
God.
That is part of the movie.
That is.
I mean, not shown, but it happens and it's
Yeah.
dealt with. It's very strange.
yeah,
I
but then-
strongly
yeah.
recommend that movie just
Yeah,
to
no, it's
experience
weird.
it.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and I'm sorry, Sean, which film is this again?
Skullduggery
Skullduggery.
1970. Basically, it was at Paramount. It was another studio's answer to Ape Mania because the Planet of the Apes movies were
Yeah.
big. So they decided let's do another kind of sort of like Apes movie with
But, you
Burt
know,
Reynolds.
Bert's very charming in it.
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
Burt
and
Reynolds.
it's,
Bert's always good.
Yeah,
and,
Susan Clark.
he's got his Deliverance, no toupee. You know,
Totally. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a weird ass movie. Man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And it's all about these people who
the missing links.
they
Yeah.
find a tribe of these
Right.
ape-like creatures
And they don't know what they are. They don't
don't-
quite.
yeah. What is-
They can't classify.
they
them.
can't
Right.
classify.
Yeah,
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So we all
Nice
agree.
one.
Do we
Yes.
all agree
Yeah.
with
James? Blackula?
Yeah.
Blackula?
Yes.
Blackula,
Yep.
man.
Yep. Black.
I'm going Blackula. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was nice. That's a great one, Matt.
Once
Really
you go
great.
Blackula.
Blackula.
Oh,
Oh.
hey.
You know, when Blackula says snitches need stitches, it was a really fun scene. And then he says, black don't crack. And I was into that movie.
All right, Mark. It's back.
How
in
do
your-
I get these motherfucking vampires up? Motherfucking.
Hey, I grew up in Oakland. What do white people say? Can I talk to your manager, please? All right. That's what we say. Anyway, okay. Now, I don't know if I want to impress you or really get the conversation going or make you laugh.
Okay.
All the above.
I'm going to go
Impress me.
number 2. Okay. Jane Hudson, better known as Baby Jane, played by Betty Davis,
Very good. Yes.
Yeah.
versus Annie Wilkes from Misery.
Oh.
Oh.
Both are
That's
kind of
interesting.
both are kind of caretakers.
Yeah. Both are off the rockers.
Yeah, one
Oh.
has one. Yeah, one. You know, Annie Wilkes goes. She needs a little trigger, and then she goes off.
Yeah.
Well, Betty
Yeah.
Davis seems off a rocker most of the time.
Yeah.
But we remember, if you haven't seen in a while, the reason Joan Crawford's in a wheelchair is that Baby Jane
Yeah.
smashed her in a car.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, by the way, yeah, it was spoiler on this movie that's 50 years old. Anyway,
That you find out very quickly in the movie. But
yeah. So that's why she's
when
in a
she-
wheelchair. But Annie Wilkes saves the gentleman from the car, played by James Caan, Sheldon.
Right.
And so
Oh, yeah.
she saves him, and then just because she's a fan, and then she gets mad at him. Whereas Baby Jane Hudson just feels like feeding her sister the parrot, the pet parakeet. you know?
Yeah. I think Baby Jane, she's more conniving though, and she's more like she could.
Well, when Joan Crawford's on the phone, she kicks her, and Annie Wilkes
Yeah.
hobbles her.
Yeah.
Victim.
But the difference though is Baby Jane she's angry and she's bitter and that she's stuck in this position, and Annie Wilkes does her hobbling because she's trying to keep him. She feels that by doing this, it's going to keep him safe. It's going to keep him in her world. So
It comes back to motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unless Annie has that particular type of motivation that triggers her particular psychosis,
Yeah.
it's hard to imagine her being the victor.
Yeah.
And she has the grandiose idea that, he says he's going to dedicate the book to her. The
Yes.
grave diggers named after her.
Yes.
She's going to save the day. She's going to bring misery back. So she's really elated. She's up here like, I don't know. She's had, chocolate balls.
Yeah.
And Betty Davis is mad because she's no longer famous, and no one at the newspaper when she's doing the want ads knows who Baby Jane was.
But Baby Jane Hudson is also older, though.
You know what?
So when it comes to a physical fight, not that Annie Wilkes is like super like physically prowess, but she may be more than the older woman.
Look,
I will
guys,
say in fairness, she's older, Sean, but it's not like she's walking with a cane.
No, yeah.
I think she's still pretty agile and still pretty mobile, and she can still move shit around.
Come on.
So-
If she can drive a car, that's a weapon.
come on, guys, come on. We're not. Are we really debating this?
Yes.
It's Annie. It's Annie.
No, it's not.
It's Annie.
But I don't think Annie Wilkes doesn't have it in for anybody but Sheldon. So why would she be mad at a lot of these? Oh, by the way,
because she has to win the $1 million.
Yeah,
she's going to get when she goes into the room. If she gets out of the room, there'll be a new misery novel.
Yeah, if she's told, if you win this, there will be a right. That will motivate her. And but they tell Betty Jane Hudson that if you win this, we're going to restart your whole career, and you're going to be a big star again.
There you go.
Have the motivation.
Yeah, but look,
I think
Annie's level of crazy is way more formidable. I think she's way scarier. I think just from an intimidation factor, she'd scare the shit.
So you don't think if they told Baby Jane, this is the fight, and you're in a fight, and when you walk out of the room, that fight starts, you don't think Baby Jane has anything to give her? And
well, I do think, once again, we're talking about who would win. I think Baby Jane would do her best. I think she has her own way of being scary. And, and as you were saying, if she was told that she would get this new career,
right? If
she was able to beat this woman, then that might ignite something in her. But I just think that Annie is just so much more terrifying, and I think she's stronger too.
I just realized she could sit on Baby Jane.
Yeah.
And then Baby Jane would take her finger with the little Sharpie and she'd point it or
what?
Like point in Annie's fat or something, and she wow. And see, I think you guys are being a little too you're giving too much to Annie Wilkes. I think Baby Jane, is so angry and so bitter, and she wants that fame, and she's freaking hungry.
Yeah.
And that she will do anything. I mean, you guys, she's not old with a cane.
No.
Haven't we heard, hey, 60 is like the new 50, or, 50 is the new 40. I still think that Baby Jane would win this fight, because I think the hatred, the bitterness, and the cleverness is in her corner.
I think.
Don't look at me like.
No, look. That's a good argument.
Point. Okay.
I'm saying it. That's a good argument. But first of all, I think that Annie is crazier. I think Baby Jane was sort of driven to insanity.
It's almost more vengeance with her too. It's a little bit of vengeance and just bitterness as opposed to craziness.
You know what? You're right.
I bet Annie has been always crazy.
You're right, because I remember now Annie Wilkes gets mad at people in traffic.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
She's already pretty
and she can take a typewriter to her head and still survive.
Sure,
Yes,
Annie has always been crazy. And she's just had years to refine it.
You guys just don't understand how much bitterness can do to one person.
Larry, is there something in
saying?
Is there something in your past you want to bring up?
Hey, okay, look, okay.
Baby Larry.
You guys have all talked. Okay, I vote. I think Baby Jane would do it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
James, what do you think?
Well, I just remembered as you were talking about that Annie had no problem killing the sheriff in cold blood, and in the novel, that scene is even more horrifying because it's done with a power mower. So I would go with Annie. Yeah, she is batshit crazy.
That just reminded me. Maybe Lawnmower Man versus Edward Scissorhands. So, anyway,
James?
Sean, Sean, what do you
okay.
think?
Yeah, I think I do think ultimately Annie.
Okay, Mark,
well, since it's my thing, and after I wanted you guys to discuss it,
we did.
There is a moment where Annie sees Baby Jane and goes, "Man, why does she look so fucked up?" Ow! Surprise her with her crazy look.
Right.
So, but I'm gonna go with Annie because she does survive a lot of typewriters and being burned and
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So I guess I'm the lone man here. So
Yeah.
because I know Matt's going to go with Annie, right?
That is correct.
All right. Great. That was nice. Great.
I loved it.
That was a
All
good
right.
one. Yeah.
So Mark, you went. So I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, well, don't say it's.
All
Don't
right,
say
you
it.
ready to go?
Don't be so excited about it.
Okay.
It's my
okay.
turn.
All right. So let's say James decided, hey, I'm going to put 3 creatures in a room. Okay, I'm going to put 3 creatures in a room.
Well, Larry. See, Larry didn't do the voice. He really struggled to not do the voice there.
Wow. I'm really
So-
proud of you.
All right. So there are 3 doors in this big room. And in
James
one,
Mason walks out.
no. There's no James Mason.
Okay.
I made that bomb.
Okay, one door opens and in walks Van Helsing, played by Peter Cushing from 1958,
Okay.
Horror
All
of
right.
Dracula.
Got it.
Right.
Then the next door opens and it's Van Helsing, Edward Van Sloan from 1931, Dracula. And then the third door opens
Uh-oh.
and it's Van Helsing, Hugh Jackman from the 2004 film Van Helsing. You've got 3 Van Helsings come in. They all look at each other.
Well,
Okay.
as much as I hate this movie,
Yeah, exactly.
it's got to be Jackman.
Yeah, I mean, Edward Van Sloan, he's great, but he's an older guy.
Yeah. All you got to do is
Yeah, he's out.
all you
in
have to
a
do is just
second.
tell him there's one more step than there is.
Yeah. If he sits up too fast, he's going to get dizzy. So that's what
And a fourth door opens and it's Van Johnson.
Van Heflin.
Van Heflin.
it's Jean-Claude Van Damme next.
Yeah.
But I think Cushing certainly is a pretty physical.
Yes.
Yes.
Very
yes.
even into like the later the Seven Golden Vampires. He's
Yes.
older. He's still fighting vampires. But
Fighting Dracula on the cart. Remember?
yeah. I mean, he's definitely got it. But I mean the way that Hugh Jackman's character is though, he's almost like a superhero. in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And he's got all these I just think
He's got
Gadgets.
gadgets. He's got a lot of
Gadgets.
gadgets.
it's Peter Cushing fighting Wolverine. Come on, I mean it's not going to be much of a.
But now, wait a minute. Does he get to have the gadgets?
Well, no, but even
have
just
to.
a physical fight,
Yeah.
I mean, unless Cushing kind of does something
So
clever.
the question is, which one guy could beat 2 guys?
I think Hugh Jackman could easily beat both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Baby Jane on this.
Maybe Jane walks in and kills them all.
All right.
Yeah. I just see Edward Van Sloan just,
Yeah.
walking in and then going, wait a minute, why are we here?
No,
Yeah.
but he would try to do something, but he
He
just
could do
wouldn't last
something.
very
He
long.
just-
Yeah, he'd
like-
open his little box with the mirror
Yeah.
and like
Yeah,
hope for the best.
We're about to fight, and you could be terrifying. Could be
James,
shocking.
James,
Yeah.
Cushing though he would be the smartest guy in the room, and that
Yes.
might give him some advantage.
Yeah, but ultimately, I just think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's not going to quit. He's just going to be so,
Right.
Just
it's
pummel
like,
him. It's just
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
sad.
Yeah,
Yeah. 2 lovable grandpas just
yeah.
pile of hamburger.
well, I thought that would be fun. So
It was
I-
fun.
I-
That's a
I
good
mean,
one. It was
totally
but,
fun.
But I agree with you.
You should throw in there. What's his face from the Coppola Dracula?
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins.
I thought you
Anthony
were.
Hopkins.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say. Actually,
But again,
Well, I'm sorry,
even 3 of
guys.
them,
yeah, even
Jackman
3.
wipes the room with them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I thought that was fun. So Sean,
It was fun.
That's fun.
Why,
Yeah.
why don't you give us one?
All right, here's one. Here's one.
Wait. How could you ask Sean to give us one and be so condescending at the same time?
It's his way.
No, I think you'll like this one because this
Sean, maybe you have one.
this is a fight, but this is a fight that I know I want to see. I want to see this fight go on and on. Okay. This is a fight between Princess Aura from Flash Gordon
Ooh.
versus Princess Ardala from Buck Rogers.
Oh my gosh.
So that Princess Aura, played by Omela Muti.
Beautiful.
Princess Ardala, played by Pamela Hensley. Now, keep in mind, because think about it. Aura is just pretty much a spoiled child.
She is.
She's being spoiled child. She gets whatever she wants, but she's also very shrewd. But Ardala also is pretty spoiled. She's like a spoiled princess. They're very similar, I think. So
wow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I think Aura is a little younger, but I think, but probably not much. But I think that they're both very similar in that they kind of get whatever they want. They're pampered and spoiled, but they're also shrewd and they don't really give a fuck about anybody except themselves.
I have a
It's
question.
like having two Paris Hiltons in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I have a question. At what part in Princess Aura's journey is she doing the fight? You know what I mean? Because when we first meet her, she's more of the spoiled person, but by the end of the movie, she's gotten into some adventures, and so she's a little more.
Well, you never really, in the movies that they're featured in, and I'm talking about the 80 Flash Gordon film and 79 Buck Rogers, but you never see either of the princesses really get into a big physical fight of any kind.
No.
But is Aura more sexual, Sean?
They're both pretty sexual. I don't know. Ardala totally.
Can I go in this room?
Once I know. Ardala wants Buck, and Aura wants Flash. And
use me as a weapon.
Wait a minute. Wait, no. She wants Baron. She wants Flash. Heck, she'd even go with Hawkman. I think she wants everybody. Quite frankly, whoever's the flavor of the month.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Yeah, but maybe Ardala has a little more power. But when it comes, in her position, but when it comes to a fight between Aura, I don't know. I think I just want them to be both well-oiled and be fighting for a long time.
Okay, all right. Mark, what do you think?
I'm going to quote Bobby Slayton and go, "These aren't monsters. I don't know these movies."
He really committed.
Sean, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Okay. I agree with Matt. This would be a tough fight. Let me just throw this out. Looking at the two ladies, the lovely ladies, Aura, I think, is a little more slender. And I think Ardala has a little more meat on her. And
really?
Up front. No.
I think I agree with you, Larry.
Up front. Maybe. And I think maybe they would have a difficult time hitting or battle, but I think Ardala might be able, due to her weight and girth, I think she might be able to overpower Aura. That's what I think. My first feeling was it's going to be Aura, but gosh, the more I think about it, I think maybe it's Ardella from Buck Rogers.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be a pretty, well, it'd be a hot fight, but it wouldn't be like like fists and stuff. It'd be like slapping, scratching, hair pulling.
Yeah. I think
they just take turns hitting each other with Dr. Thermopolis.
Theopolis.
Yeah. Can somehow Gwendola be involved in this?
Oh yeah. So Barbarella too.
Wait, here. So
I was just gonna say. So if we're not going to discuss anymore, I would just say it's Ardala. That's what I think.
Okay, I lean towards Aura.
Okay.
Oh,
because I think that Aura has lived in a more violent, scary, tough world.
True. Yeah. Ardala's been sheltered, I think, maybe to that point.
There's Tiger Man. Tiger Man's kicked some people's ass.
But he works for Ardala though.
I just think being Ming's daughter.
Yeah.
You learn some things.
True.
And it's close, but I got to give it to Aura, I think.
Okay.
I agree.
I'm. Do you really? After I gave that great summation, I still think it's Ardella.
Okay.
Okay,
Mark.
That's perfectly fair.
Mark, what do you think?
I call. That's a
All
gambling
right.
term, meaning I don't really have a say in this one.
All right.
Okay, all right.
All right. So Sean,
So we have abstained, and
wait.
then
So Sean, what do you think again?
I think by slim margin probably Ara, because she has Ming's blood in her, and Ming, nothing stops Ming. I mean, he's gonna and so I think
the terrible world that she was raised in.
like we said earlier, I think Ara's probably more street smart than Ardala.
Ardala is a queen bitch, but that doesn't mean she's got the fight in her.
No,
Right.
I'm still going to stand by my decision. I'm standing by it.
All right.
All right.
She was willing to boogie though.
Exactly.
Yes. All right, James. How about you?
All right. Cujo
Okay.
versus
Van Helsing.
Devil Dog, Hound of Hell.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Interesting.
That's good.
Well,
Devil from the TV movie you're saying, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
With
Yeah.
Richard Crenna and
No,
Kim
from
Richards.
the book,
from the Broadway play, right?
from
No,
the
from
Broadway
the-
musical. Yes.
From the Hostess pastry.
I have the pilot script.
Who got that?
Yeah.
Well, I have to say right off the dot right off the
Right off the
uh,
dot.
right off the
Right off
dot.
the
dot.
Devil Dog, because it's supernatural.
Thank you.
It's-
Thank
You
you.
know, I mean, I'm sorry, but like nothing. I don't know. I don't know if it-
Supernatural.
Go.
So you want Cujo versus Beethoven then?
Wow.
yeah. Then it's going to be Cujo. But I mean, Cujo certainly is formidable, but I mean, it's a regular dog with rabies. And I don't even know if a bite from a St. Bernard to Devil Dog is going to kill the Devil Dog.
Nah,
like it's
nothing.
just, I just don't think it's too much of a.
I wondered
Devil
about,
Dog would laugh.
I wondered about how much of a challenge this would be myself, but then I remembered that Devil Dog tends to exert his power by like brainwashing, mind manipulation. That seems to be like his main power. And Cujo doesn't have presence of mind. He's pure instinct because of the rabies.
So Cujo couldn't be
So-
hypnotized, you're saying.
Right. So I'm not saying that Devil Dog could win because he's basically like indestructible.
Right.
But I
It's
think
Dog
it'd be
Satan.
yeah. But I think it would be more of a contest because again, Cujo can't be manipulated that way, and he's pure feral instinct, vicious energy. So I think it could actually be a contest. I don't think Cujo would win necessarily, but I would be
You could
interested
fuck him up.
in at
Well,
least.
Well, see, the show is called "Who Would Win." Not who'd come close, but not win. It's called "Who Would
We have
Win."
to do that episode.
Okay, well, I will go so far as to say that Cujo would give Devil Dog a run for his money.
I
And
agree.
the Devil Dog might even retreat from
But
this.
This is not worth it.
Yeah,
I got people to brainwash.
See, I thought you were going to go like Cujo or Old Yeller towards the end of the film. When he gets, and then because Old Yeller, when he's tied up in that barn and he's looking at everybody like, "I hate you all. I'm going to tear you apart." I mean, that makes sense.
So
But-
you're just rewriting his choice of a matchup.
Look, for listeners, if
Do we
you're
have that power?
no, wait a second. For listeners, if you're just tuning in,
Okay,
if you've
stop
listened,
it.
Just tuning in right now.
My God.
I'm getting you on the wireless. Hold on.
If you've listened to previous shows, Matt has grilled me over it's supernatural. Well, if it's
true,
always
though.
supernatural is gonna win. So with that,
Sorry.
I've never brought up anything like that. Well, what if it's supernatural and a non? He goes, it's supernatural always wins. So I've always made sure that my characters are always either they're all supernatural or not. In the
Larry,
same-
have we taken a vote yet? I think we're all going to end up agreeing who wins here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are we? Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm
I
gonna
think
say I'm gonna say it's Devil Dog.
Same here.
Devil Dog, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supernatural being.
But it's
Yeah,
still
you
would be an
see?
interesting
You
fight,
see?
though.
When I
That'll
think
be
of
interesting.
It's not an interesting fight, Sean, because we know who's
Wow.
gonna win. The supernatural dog. That's who's gonna win. This was a stupid one.
All
That's
right.
what I
don't
thought. I
think
thought it was
so.
gonna go.
I think-
Yes.
I think
It's like,
it's more to it than that, Larry.
cool.
I think it's time.
A run for the money.
I think
Should
it's time to eat your special chocolate balls.
why don't you eat a devil dog?
Yeah. All right.
Mark,
Oh,
Mark,
my.
do you
Uh,
do you have a
I'm going to vote, but I'd like to say that what makes Cujo work as a movie is Dee Wallace's performance.
Oh,
Absolutely.
she's great.
awesome.
Agreed.
Sure.
Unbelievable.
What if it's Cujo versus the Marley and Me dog? Who wins?
Here we go. Oh,
You know, they're doing a
no.
sequel to they're doing a sequel to Marley and Me. I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's called
Oh.
Me. All right.
What if it was-
Cujo versus Plague Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Or Cujo versus Digby. Remember the largest dog in the world?
Oh, yeah.
Don't get ahead of us.
Okay.
Don't get ahead of us.
Okay.
Well, I'm
all
going to go with
right.
Devil Dog, although Cujo would put him up a good fight. It would be
Yeah.
ugly.
Okay, yeah.
It would
We
be
should
ugly
pitch
at the
Cu-
end.
We should pitch Kujak. A bald Saint Bernard detective.
Well,
Who loves you? Who loves you, baby?
well, James, it was a very interesting
Yes.
suggestion.
Well, hey, wait. We
I
don't have
loved
to-
it. I had a good time with it.
All right.
So I didn't realize
All right.
we were critiqued also. Very good,
Oh,
James.
yes.
James,
yes.
James, very good.
We'd be like holding up numbers like
Yeah.
Good job.
All right.
7.5.
Yeah.
So
I give it a who gives the fuck. No.
okay. So speaking of who gives a fuck, Matt, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to go a little bit off the beaten path here.
Okay.
But it's something that we're all going to enjoy. And I think we're all familiar with these things. So here we go. The category is toys, toy characters.
Ooh,
Okay.
ooh, yes.
Here we go.
I'm ready.
G.I. Joe
Mhm.
versus Big Jim.
Wait, are they
1960s,
1960s?
12-inch G.I. Joe?
Or
We're talking, yes,
1960s
no. We're
military-
talking the classic 12-inch G.I.
Adventure-
Joe.
Adventure Team
G.I. Joe.
Adventure Team G.I. Joe.
Is that-
Yes,
Can I ask-
Adventure
can I ask-
Team. And
The
then
70s.
Big Jim, I would say.
Breaks the muscle band.
Yeah, I want to put him in during the pack era of his.
Yeah, okay. That's an easy one for me.
I need help. Is Big Jim like Stretch Armstrong?
No.
No,
Oh, no.
he's
Oh,
like-
no. Oh,
they were
okay.
like
you don't know Big Jim.
8
So
or
Big-
9 inches, right? They were
Yes.
like, but
Yeah.
8 or 9 inch.
He's slightly, like
A
I
little
think he's
above 8
slightly
inches,
bigger
right?
than
Maybe-
the Migos, right?
He's
Yes,
larger
yes.
than the Migos.
Yeah.
And
But
so
not 12 inch.
Mark, Sean's absolutely right. He's not 12 inches, but he is beefy. And
Buff.
one of the things they
He's in
have
great
is
fucking shape.
there's a metal band that you're supposed to put around his arm, and when you flex the arm, it breaks the
Oh.
muscle.
Breaks
Ooh,
a
big
iron
deal.
band.
An
An iron band.
So he sits around breaking a band on his arm and sits around in a camper while G.I. Joe is off with fighting abominable snowmen and
But-
saving.
Wow.
Yes,
like,
but
no
Big-
way, it's G.I. Joe.
But Big Jim hangs out with other buff guys.
And
You know,
does
they
what?
do camp. They do
Break
camping
bands together?
and They,
Like, come on.
Yeah, they work out. They work
no
out.
way.
They have a very
G.I.
nice time in the
G.I.
mountains.
Joe is worldly. He's been on every adventure imaginable. He's going to have the chops. He's going to be the shrewder. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's not beefy enough. Big Jim.
Have you-
Oh,
I'm
are
just
you
saying-
kidding? Are
Look-
you kidding? Are you
It doesn't
insane?
matter. Big
Hey,
Jim
go
just
to-
sits around in his camper all day.
Wait a minute.
They
He
can
doesn't
rip you
just go to the
apart.
camper. He has a camper. So he's a giant wuss because he has a camper. He
G.I. Joe
also has a
G.I.
he
Joe
also has a kung
helicopter.
fu studio.
But G.I. Joe has a helicopter and that mobile
Okay, so they
laboratory.
can both drive. Great.
He's in a capsule. Come on.
All right, wait a minute. Hold on.
can
Wait
I-
a minute. Have you seen G.I. Joe's body? When he takes off his shirt, it's a fucking nightmare.
Can
I don't know
it's-
what's going on there.
It's not.
Do you
it's
remember?
fine.
Okay, Sean,
It's,
do you
it's
remember?
like these weird. He's got. You know what? His G.I. Joe's body looks like Tommy Wiseau in the room.
Sean, do you remember
he's
classic? Do you remember classic Raiders of the Lost Ark?
By the way, that's the room they're fighting in.
Hang on. No, okay, everyone. Can I talk, please? Can
Yes,
I talk?
go.
Okay.
Sorry, got that humor in there, Larry.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So you remember classic Raiders of the Lost Ark, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the sequence when Indy he's climbing on the German plane?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
there's this big mechanic that's beefy, and he beats the shit out of Indiana Jones. Do you
Right.
remember
and
this?
What happens at the end of that thing? He outsmarts him.
There's no. Oh, he turns around because there's a freaking plane propeller. That's what happens. There's no
Doesn't
plane
matter.
propeller
All right,
in
we-
this room. No,
we really
I-
got to check the blood pressure. Really,
Okay.
I'm scared.
All
now.
I'm saying.
I'm really scared.
don't be scared. I do this to you all the time.
I worry about
still
you.
think
That's all.
I just still think that from experience, G.I. Joe would win.
Okay,
If
I'm
you're
gonna
just going by the physique alone on Big Jim,
You got the height too for G.I. Joe too. He's got that-
and G.I. Joe has kung fu grip.
Yep.
He does
Kung
have
fu grip.
but Big Jim actually knows kung fu.
Yeah, he has a kung fu studio. He has a kung fu.
So great. So
and
G.I. Joe will grip you, and then
Yeah.
Big Jim will just fuck you up.
And Matt, what's the lookout G.I. Joe with the paranoid eyes?
Oh
He's
yeah,
paranoid.
yeah. Eagle eye.
Eagle
eye.
eyes.
I
Yeah,
think
he'll be looking side to side. He'll always see where
the other
Jim
thing,
is.
You know, I think Mark brought up Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was shorter than some of those other guys who were taller, and he beat the crap out of him. And I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say Big Jim, hands down, would overpower and beat the shit out of G.I. Joe. Would it be a decent fight?
Can I make and that is again another brilliant argument, and I think I'm leaning your way, Larry, because here's the thing: is that sure, yes, G.I. Joe is a military guy. He's been on all these adventures. He's got this
Excavated
experience.
pyramids.
Sure,
Yeah.
yes,
He's got the military training.
he does, but Big Jim has a mysterious past. We don't know. We don't know where he got his training. He's like Black Ops. Who knows what the fuck he's been doing?
Wow.
But we know that he knows kung fu and he knows it really well. And he's in super fucking great shape, and he has strength so much that he can break a steel band. We cannot stress that enough.
Okay,
He can break a steel band,
And Sean, it was called Break the Muscle Band.
muscle band, but it's metal. It's
Okay,
supposed to be
maybe-
metal.
Maybe
And
if
so-
it was, yeah.
I just look. It's really on the line here for me because I think that you look at Big Jim. Yeah, sure, he's a little shorter, but he's in fucking excellent fighting shape, and it would certainly be a good fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, after saying all of that, because of all the things that you've said about his military training and all the adventures, and just the sheer number of them that we know about, it may tick a little bit to G.I. Joe for me.
Are you kidding?
I think
See what
if
I
You
did?
think it's G.I. Joe?
if Big Jim teamed up with Migos Action Jackson and fought G.I. Joe, maybe it was like Action Jackson.
All right,
But
if we're
then
gonna go, can we just say one thing for sure? If it were Action Jackson
he'd be
against,
toast.
he'd be fucking dead. Like
Yeah.
he can't even fight another Migo
Yeah.
figure.
He wouldn't even make it out of his treehouse. He'd be like dead.
Yeah, Action Jackson came out. I was like, what happened, dude?
Okay.
And it's like he's like the action figure who just walks out of the package and goes, "I've been sick."
Yeah.
Well, I think you're wrong, but okay. So you think it's Joe.
I think
James-
I'd go with G.I. Joe myself.
I think I have to go that way.
James,
Yeah, I got to give the edge to G.I.
are
Joe,
you
yeah.
kidding? Mark?
No, it's
Well, here's I think I'll fix it for all of us. No one ever said to Big Jim, "Thank you for your service." So I'm going to go with G.I.
True.
Joe.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
Again, the lone gunman here. All right.
Larry, there was a moment when no one spoke. It was quiet, and I heard some ticking inside you. I was just curious if you hear tick, 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 and it's just about to blow.
No.
All
I
right,
didn't hear
just
the
checking.
ticking.
We got to
Just
do the
checking.
movie quotes.
The night's young. We'll see.
Okay. All right. So everyone thinks G.I. Joe. Okay.
But I'm on the line though because I'm
Yeah.
rooting for Big Jim.
Don't give me that line.
I
You know
love,
what?
though, I
I'm
love
gonna
that this innocent game that Larry takes it so personally and is affected
I
so
wouldn't have it.
terribly when he's the only one voting for somebody.
I
Like,
wouldn't
it's
have
just
it
a
any
game.
other way.
You know, see, I see it. When Sean goes to the baseball park, it says it's only a game. It's not, it's hey, we're supposed to have fun.
What?
You know,
What does
It's
that
like,
mean?
This is serious.
scenario is
serious.
this?
Wait, what that combination of words you just said? What did it mean?
Tick, tick, tick,
I
tick,
have
tick,
no
tick,
idea.
tick.
You know what? I think it's Mark's turn. Mark,
Yes.
why don't
You know,
Maybe I'm having a heart attack because I have no idea what you just said.
You know, I have a lot of really good wins.
I'm not going to say a word. I'm
I'm
just
gonna
going to
like-
sit here.
I'm going to lighten the load.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to go to the
Okay.
one I was saving for our light moments. But I think we need to lighten the load here.
Yes.
Prepare yourself for this one, gentlemen.
All righty.
Okay.
Right?
Oliver Stone's The Hand versus Addams Family's thing in a mano a mano
That's
thumb
great.
wrestling competition.
Wow.
They go
That's
thumb
really
wrestling.
That's
Thumb
great.
wrestling
That's
to its
great.
most.
Okay, I need help here. I need
Yes.
because I haven't seen that movie in ages. The Hand.
Michael
Right.
Caine gets his hand
Great
cut
movie.
off.
Great
What?
movie.
Yeah.
Give me. I need some
Michael
information
Caine is-
about the
It's-
the
Okay,
hand.
Michael Caine is a cartoonist.
Right.
That's how he makes his living.
And
Right.
He has his hand out the window of a car. The hand gets removed.
Right.
Somebody else take it.
Yeah, well, and then basically it's like he's trying to deal with this psychologically, and he starts to kind of go nuts.
Okay.
And you really don't know, from what I remember, even to the end, you don't quite know if it's him imagining it, that this hand is loose, running around killing people that kind of got in his way or threats to him, or if he's really doing it. Like
Was that also Beast with Five Fingers? Was that a similar?
similar? That could also be thrown
Yeah.
in there, yeah. But like,
Yeah.
but
There are shots of the hand crawling towards the camera.
Yeah. And whereas Thing is you're right. Thing is like an actual real creature,
And Thing will
Ascension
come
creature.
and Thing will be in a box.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
almost like a pet, like a dog. That
Oh,
will
which
respond
one?
To your
Yeah.
orders.
Which thing are we talking about?
Oh,
Is he
I'm
confined
talking
to a
about.
box?
I'm talking television series.
Not the
Okay.
one that runs
Well,
around like in the movie.
No,
It's
I'm
in the
talking
movie.
about just
Oh.
bare bones, a hand and a thing. They
Oh,
thumb
wow.
wrestle. I could just see the weigh-in where they're flipping each other off.
Yeah. I would say, yeah.
in that case,
Yes.
it's even more. Well, I mean, in the other case, if we were including the movies, I would say then, of course, Thing.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
from-
but why?
from the
But why?
movie.
It really is
He's
just
mobile.
2 hands. It's
He's
Because
more.
it's-
He's
Speed.
fast. He's
He's
speed.
fast and he has a
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
But also, if you're confined to the box,
yes.
then what you could do is you kind of just wait till the hand gets to you, and then you like lure him in.
Yeah.
And it's like luring somebody into like the Texas Chainsaw House. Once he's in there, you can.
It's like snatching the coin, it just comes out and grabs.
Right.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
That's right. That's good.
But the hand though has had experience in actually murdering people, whereas Thing is like a nice kind of pet. I mean, I don't know if it would ever. I mean, of course, if it's forced to fight, but I don't know. I think the hand for Michael Caine is kind of like a hand of rage in a way. It's like his
Mhm.
extension of his like psychosis. So to me, I think it would be the hand. It's just
But that's like saying, but don't you think Thing would gear up for the fight?
yeah. I don't know.
And
But
we
it's
don't know
not-
things past.
True. We don't know where it
Black
came from, to be
Ops
honest.
once again.
The thing actually, and really, we don't know, but both hands could be supernatural. We don't really know.
Why? It's gotta be. Well,
don't know
Michael Caine's hand. If you talk about Michael Caine and his hand should be dead, and it's not. So I would say yes, it's supernatural because it's still alive.
If it's
Is that
real.
James Mason?
But wait a minute.
It's
But
Michael
Thing,
Caine.
we don't know what Thing is attached to. And
Or
James
was
Mason
attached
walks.
to.
James Mason walks in and goes, "I understand. Larry hasn't spoken in a while."
That's true. So I guess you're right, though. We've never, in the TV series Addams Family, you never know if it's a full arm or
Mhm.
if it's right? Because
And we know who played Thing, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, Ted Cassidy.
Ted Cassidy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, that's
When-
right, that's right.
Who played Lurch, but
Right.
when he
Right.
was in the scene, they actually had, I believe it was like an assistant director who had.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
It has to just be a hand because
And when
of
they-
the size of the box, unless
When they
it's
t-
a
That's-
doorway
well,
into another dimension or something.
No,
like
but I think. Well, I always thought when watching as a kid that in the Addams Family, those boxes spread around the house, they're tunnels that go all over because he just pops up here and there. He just travels.
but like
all throughout.
dimensional tunnels because
No, I imagine it as actual little.
Well, he's
little-
on a
little
table.
like mail shoots. Like he's just going
Yeah.
right, but
you
there's
know?
but
That's what I
often the
thought,
box
too.
is on a table
Yeah,
where there would
yeah.
be no under. So
Well, you
guess
don't
so,
know.
yeah, I
You
never
can't
thought
really
about
see.
that.
But
Yeah.
I thought the
I
same
could
thing that
see.
Sean. I thought the same thing like Sean. I thought it was like a little tunnel
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
would crawl through and go to another box. He
Sean,
would like magically go into another box.
John, you're winning me over a little bit.
with who?
because-
The hand or the
Yeah,
thing?
with the hand because
Yeah, I
when
just-
you
yeah.
think about the personality of
Yeah,
Thing,
it's right.
he's
right.
kind of light. He's very his
Yeah.
his hand
Yeah,
is very
he's
lyrical. He's got the soul of a poet.
Yeah,
his
he's a
feelings
helper.
are hurt very
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the hand is an
Sensitive.
extension of Michael Caine's insanity.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what?
Do you think when Ted Cassidy was told you're also going to be Thing, you're going to be under a table, that's when he came up with, oh.
Totally.
I believe
I
that
hope
was
he got paid extra for that.
I think that was a throwaway that he did,
Really?
and they loved it.
Really? That's
That
cool.
wasn't actually in the script, in the pilot or whatever. He added that, but I'm going to go with Michael Caine's hand.
Michael
right.
Caine. Michael
Yep.
Caine.
Michael Caine.
As opposed to your cocaine.
Yes. James, what do you think?
I agree.
All
I
right.
agree.
Hey,
Psycho hand.
Okay, so
unanimous.
No.
unanimous.
No, I'm going with Thing, and here's why.
Oh,
Okay.
Now I'm saying Thing uses his femininity, because it's kind of that's a kind of a female hand.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he lures the
Graceful.
hand and gets him in the box. He wins.
Oh, possible. Okay.
So I'm going with Thing.
I do agree that that Thing is smarter. I think the hand is more just an animal in a way, and Thing is a thinking thing.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's like it's like winning a fight by saying, you know what I'll do? I'll lure that tiger into my apartment and close the door, and I win.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
No, there's a lot of luring and fighting, though. There's a lot of luring.
Yeah.
There's a lot,
well,
yeah.
okay. So you know what? that was a good one, Mark. That was a good one.
I like
Now,
it.
I'm glad you guys took it so seriously. That's also funny. to me.
yeah.
No, we take every one of these
Of course.
deadly
This
serious.
is important stuff.
You don't think I take this seriously? Are
Yeah.
you? Are you?
No.
But I thought it was a light, fun one, and you guys.
Oh, no,
were like,
no.
right.
Ah.
And then all of a sudden, I was hearing about tunnels. I was into it.
Okay. Okay. So in the spirit of Mark being light, I'm going to throw out a light one.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So imagine, if you will, two creatures going to come into the room from the science fiction world, and I'm talking about Marvin the Martian from the 1948 Hair Devil Hair,
Okay.
created by Chuck Jones and voiced by Mel Blanc, versus the Quisp alien from Quisp cereal from
Oh, that's a good
1965.
Ooh.
Quaker Oats cereal mascot. Now, people, he was the crown prince of Planet Q, and he's armed with a Scrooge gun. The cartoon was produced by Jay Ward, voiced by Doss Butler, who went on to do Rocky and Bullwinkle. And you guys, you can still purchase Quisp today online from
Absolutely.
either Amazon or Walmart.
Most delicious cereal ever.
It is. It's great. But,
And Quake, right? Quisp and Quake.
I didn't say Quake. It's just Quisp. Quisp is an alien.
No, I know, Larry, I know you didn't say it. I was just mentioning that's
was-
also a good cereal.
That was the other cereal in the family.
yeah.
Yes, but he's not
And
in the room.
Quangaroos, right? Wasn't that the third one?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that was disgusting.
That was ghastly.
Yeah.
And for listeners, we've talked about this before, but there was a vote against Quisp
Yes.
and Quake. Wait,
Oh yeah.
which one would you rather stick around? Well, Quisp won.
Yeah, the
And-
cool alien or the lame miner
Or the
guy.
miner. Yeah.
Or
With the cereal that's like
Yes.
eating a pebble.
Yes, but guys, there was also a contest with Quangaroos,
Was
and
there?
and guess who won that one?
Well.
Quisp again.
Of course.
They
yeah.
said, do you want the kangaroo or the alien with the gun?"
orange cream cereal or yeah. Well,
they,
first
have,
of all,
they have a hard time making artificial orange. be
yes,
good.
you're right.
Yeah.
As a candy or a cereal.
Yeah.
But Larry, I would say Quisp because Marvin is so easily fooled and manipulated
yeah,
by
yeah,
Bugs Bunny, and Quisp manipulates Quake, and
He does.
he's a shrewd little alien, and
Yes.
he would win out. He would just fool Marvin until let's be friends, okay, and then bonk, and he'll
No.
whatever. I mean, Marvin
Well-
is lovable, but he's a pushover.
But
I think-
he does have a lot of powerful stuff at his guns
Yeah.
and stuff. But Mark,
If there was a referee, it would be Captain Nice.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
William Daniels.
Nice.
There
Well,
you go.
All right
James,
now.
James, what do you think? What do you think?
I would go with Quisp.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Quisp
shrewd.
just has she's got a little bit more of that energy. I don't
He's
know.
got crazy energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, what do you think?
Oh, it's Quisp. Because Marvin always loses.
That's
Yeah,
true
yeah.
too. Yeah.
He always has
it-
good intentions, but he always,
Yeah.
he's not,
It's
he's not
Nothing ever
street smart.
works. So
It's funny. I didn't think it was going to be unanimous here, but I mean, that was my thought too. I thought it would definitely be Quisp.
It would be unanimous if you asked me, Larry.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry. And Mark, what do you
Mark Pita. What
I'm
are you?
gonna-
Mark,
this is tough for me because there's no manly way to say it. Quisp. Very hardest word to say. Very manly.
So Quisp
rolls off
versus Quentin Quisp.
Nice.
Google it.
And remember, wasn't there? What was the trash spaceship with Richard Benjamin Quark?
Oh, Quark,
Yeah, Quark, yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking of another Q as all.
Yeah.
No.
Quark.
But what's really cool is you can still get Quisp cereal, and it's so fun and delicious, and I love it, and
Yes.
I'm glad it's still around online.
Captain Crunch adjacent.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Right,
yes.
right.
It's
So,
saucers. It's alien saucers.
yeah, alien sauce.
It
I'm with you.
doesn't fuck up your mouth as much as Captain
No,
Crunch.
yeah.
And Sean, don't you just love the color on the box? That
Oh my
blue.
God.
And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
the-
it's it is perfect. It's like that is a childhood thing. It's ingrained in me. I mean, like,
Oh,
it
me
really
too.
is. It's like I
And
can
yet-
eat that every morning.
Where's that now? Like that should be on the shelf everywhere because we live in a
Yeah.
world now where people love aliens and you know.
Right,
yeah.
right. I know. Yeah, like the way
Retro
they're
stuff.
bringing back the General Mills monster cereals.
Yeah.
We should have another
And-
Quisp.
My
renaissance.
favorite cereal here in Las Vegas is Area 51 Flavors. It's a,
Nice. That should be
it,
a
took me,
cereal.
it took me a second to think of
That would
something.
be a great cereal. That's an
Nice.
excellent
Nice.
idea.
Nice. All right. So,
All right.
so we all vote for Quisp. Okay, Sean,
Quisp.
your turn. You give us a lightheaded one.
Me?
Lighthearted.
Lightheaded one.
Lightheaded and
light,
Okay.
lighthearted.
Now this one, at first I thought would be obvious, but I'm not sure. Okay, this is two babies fighting. Okay.
Ooh, I like it.
Get this. Grogu, the child from The Mandalorian,
Yes.
versus Jack, the baby from the Incredibles.
Oh my God, that's a great one.
Both babies. Now here's the thing: Grogu has the Force. Okay, he can
Yeah,
defend himself pretty much.
well-
Well, no, he does. He can put up a. He can like stop things. Right, but now
All right.
Jack, and I looked this up to make sure that. But Jack officially has 17 different powers, which range from shape shifting to laser eyes to he can turn into like metal or fire or water. He can teleport. He can duplicate himself. He can do all these things. But he's a baby, so even if all those things assaulted Grogu, couldn't Grogu just put up his hand and like block all that stuff?
Mm,
But doesn't Grogu get tired? He gets
does.
tired when he does that. And no, he doesn't get tired.
No.
I know
He
he
does.
does.
He
It's
does.
a strain when he's trying to like.
It's a strain.
right.
And Jack, I think, keeps coming back, right?
He would,
Jack
but
has
he's
that-
a little more of a. I think Grogu has a little bit more intelligence because of his species. Even
No,
if he might be the same age. Like I think Jack's 1 or 2 years old, but we don't know how old Grogu is.
Grogu's supposed to be like 50.
Yeah, right. But his species.
Right.
I think he's more intelligent already at that age.
Yeah.
Is he?
But like I think he
for a 50-year-old baby.
But he's still a child. He's still
Yeah.
a child.
But I mean, he observes things, and I think he takes things
He's-
in more than like
but-
Jack, who's like kind of oblivious to things. I think
but he's eating frogs. I think it's like having a 50-year-old moron or something. I mean, it's,
You know what? I can't really argue with that. I mean, Jack with all those powers and like
Yeah.
it's how many times has Grogu almost been killed? And and then like he finally gets a little bit of the Force and okay, but
and do you guys forget when Jack gets angry and
Yeah,
how
he turns into
he
demon
turns like
mode,
this
too.
demon and like
Yeah.
this monster, this horrific monster or he turns into fire or the demon. Sean, that's a great matchup.
all the situations and all the threats that Grogu's had, he still survived. And like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think: is the Force strong enough that like that he could survive with that? Couldn't he just like shoot Jack away against a wall, knock his head, and before he has a chance to do anything?
Okay, can I just say one thing about the Force? Okay, before we all, he's got the Force. Look, everyone has certain levels of how much of that Force you're able to control, how much power.
Yeah, right.
Because there are various Jedis that have more power than
Sure.
others. They're all using the
More
Force.
developed.
So so it's like Grogu. Yeah, he's got some elements of the Force, but I don't think he's like a commanding Force manipulator. And
he's
when
just
you look at-
starting to get into it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, and so Sean, it's tough. It's tough. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Jack.
I guess if Jack gets really pissed off and goes into like a tantrum and a tirade, it would be such an assault on Grogu that maybe he couldn't handle it. So yeah.
And he gets scared. I think Grogu would get scared, even though he's old. I think it would be terrifying, and he'd let go of the Force.
Right.
So I think it's a great matchup. I don't think it's an easy thing, but I'm leaning towards Jack.
Okay. I think I agree.
Jack.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Well, when these were very popular, unfortunately, this is right after I discovered girls. So I don't know this topic.
Pulling that chestnut out. Okay.
I'm trying to make a creative way of saying I don't know these characters.
Are you kidding? You don't know Jack? Oh my God,
Jack.
Mandalorian?
The Mandalorian's just one of the biggest things out there.
Larry, when does the sugar crash kick in?
I don't know. I'm worried.
All right, hey, that's fair though. Yeah.
I think he's doing like Hershey's syrup shots under the table. I think so.
Okay. So it's almost
probably unanimous. I think, right?
And Mark's out.
And look. In fairness, I don't want to jump all over Mark.
But I knew this was going to happen. There's going to be topics I won't know because you guys are ex-geniuses.
We don't know girls, so
no. Come on.
I'm the only one here not married.
Presently, though. All right. Well, James, you got one. James, you got one for us.
All right. Well, this is sort of a classic schoolyard argument, but Spider-Man versus Batman.
Okay.
Ooh, sounds pretty good.
Wait,
actually.
Can you give me more?
Have they ever done that?
Can you give me more specific? Can you give me be more
I
specific?
would just say, let's say classic 70s comic Spidey versus 70s comic Batman.
Have they ever actually done that crossover?
Well, they did a
Probably.
Spider-Man. They did a Spidey Superman crossover, which
Right. I know. Yeah, I love that one.
I don't-
right,
Yeah.
I don't know if they've done a Spider-Man Batman.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
they
and then
have, but because they did, there was a time where they were doing all these mashups and crossovers, and they did almost everybody. And I can't believe that they didn't do that. I don't remember it, but the one thing that Spider-Man has going for him is the superpower.
Mhm.
And he sort of learned to fight on his way, and he also can get the shit kicked out of him and come back pretty well.
Yeah.
But Batman has been trained by
and he has all the
cream
all
of the crop
things.
of fighters, and he's got all these gadgets. But then, I mean, just as a fighter and talk about someone who can get his ass kicked and shake it off.
Yeah.
But
And also,
like,
Peter Parker's still basically a kid. Bruce Wayne is an adult with more.
but if he gets
experience.
one lucky shot with his web and just encases Batman in a web, then it's. I mean,
Will Batman get out of this web? Find out tomorrow night.
If Batman can have a shark grab his leg and he happens to have shark spray, I'm sure.
Okay,
Well,
60s
okay.
TV show,
Well,
though.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And then Fonzie goes over the shark, and then
right.
Batman versus Fonzie.
Yeah. I'll go with Fonzie.
Okay, James,
course.
I'm gonna say, and it's to me, it's like, yes, Spider-Man has the superpower, okay, but we also know that Batman versus Superman, we know how that ends up, because Batman, because of his intelligence, his scientific knowledge, and being able to create the sprays or whatnot, I do think that he would be able to overpower Spider-Man. So I'm going to go with Batman.
Somehow, yeah, I agree.
I think I'm gonna go with Spidey. I just think he's so agile and so he's
Two against one.
I think I'm going to go with Spidey
Mark?
because Spidey can go up the wall quickly, and Batman's got to do the.
He's got to get his utility belt,
and then Batman's got to deal with cameos.
No, but see, then what you're saying is Spider-Man's running away. I mean, all Batman has to do is he has to stay there and wait for Spidey's going to try to do his web thing. Matt, it's up to you.
Okay, so the
2-2.
The problem I'm having here, and this is one that's tough when we do this, because Batman's skills are synonymous with his gadgets and
Right,
everything
right,
else.
Right.
It'd be like saying, to have a match a sword person against like the Hulk, or, and it's like, if you don't have your sword, then you don't really have anything.
Well, I guess it's like if Spidey has his one web slinging power and Batman has his utility belt, then it's kind of fair in a way.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can't. Yeah.
Once again, there's no underestimating the Spidey powers.
Right.
But I just think that Batman has been tested by so many villains and even, gone toe to toe with some actual super powered heroes and villains and come out ahead. And I just think that with his intelligence and his training and his just natural fighting instincts,
Right.
I think ultimately Batman would pull out something and take him down. So I'm going with Batman.
You're going to go with utility belt?
Not necessarily utility belt, but the Batman, the training, the experience.
Okay. All right.
So Batman, that's really good. That's really good, guys.
All right. Well, for my next one, I've got two characters. Both of them I'm very fond of. And I think that we all know who these characters are. And I think they really are pretty evenly matched. So what we've got is Blade from Puppet Master.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Versus the Zuni fetish doll.
Ooh, that's
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, that's so cruel, Matt.
Yeah, because once again, two supernatural beings.
Yeah. Oh my
Yes.
God.
They kind of share origins as they're, these entities that have been brought to life.
They're like possessed in a way. They're inanimate objects that are possessed by living.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And
Wow.
and so you've got, Blade, who is this puppet who looks like he was patterned after like a Gestapo agent. So he's got this black brim hat and he's got this black overcoat and he's got a blade for a hand, his right hand, and then he has a hook for a left hand. So you got a blade and a hook, and then on top of it, he has these bullet eyes that'll pop out.
Right.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, that's three weapons.
Mhm.
But then you've got Trilogy of Terror. You got
Oh
the
my
Zuni
gosh.
fetish doll, and he's just got this spear, but he's got this ray.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's like he's a force of nature in a way.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing, Matt, too, is yes, he has the spear, but he has hands.
Yes, he does.
He,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
He has
opposable
hands.
thumbs.
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you take the spear, he can grab something else. That or
Yeah.
like
Right.
whether maybe it's a dinner
Oh,
knife
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
You know,
He can climb something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, this is tough, Matt.
Well,
This is-
to me, I think Blade is more intelligent and crafty and thinking, and that's to his advantage. But the animalistic fury of the Zuni fetish doll, I think, might win him over because I think Blade could be slashing and cutting at the Zuni fetish doll. Zuni fetish doll is going to keep going until like nothing's going to stop him. Like he could be all cut up, and he's just going to keep going until he decimates Blade. I mean, unless Blade's smart enough to like just outsmart him somehow. But I think when the Zuni fetish doll is in action, it's like holy shit, like,
Yeah,
stand
it's
back.
like it's like
And
this hurricane of hate.
But Blade can be very menacing too in a different way. But I just think in a room you're going after each other, I think to me it would be a Zuni fetish doll.
Well, and then you were saying, Larry, with the hands.
Yeah.
If you have hands and you have a weapon, and if your arms are the weapon, then if you get those weapons chopped off,
yeah.
you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
And then I would also say too that the Zuni fetish doll, I don't know if any of you guys have done any kind of martial arts, but I've done some, and in some of these classes, you'll learn all these things, right? And you'll be ready to use all these things that you learn to fight, and then someone will just rush you, and you're just like, I don't, and then they got you because you're just not ready for that.
Yeah. Plus, you can't forget like the teeth on the Zuni fetish.
Oh, the teeth, right? The
a
teeth.
weapon.
Yes,
Are
yes.
just maybe his most formidable weapon. To be honest,
That's true. Yeah.
Blade
Yeah,
doesn't
the
have
teeth.
teeth. He has,
I
know,
think Blade is a little GQ for me,
Yeah.
really into what I saw him coming out of Bergdorf Goodman. It's just
yeah. I think
Right. He'd rather be at the bar.
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So I think we may be all on the same page about
I
this one.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. As much as I love Blade,
Yeah. No, me too.
and I love his weapons, I
Yeah.
just think, man, that Zuni fetish doll is just,
Yeah.
it's just when it's coming at you. If Blade could piss his pants, he would.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
As you explained so intelligently, and Sean, your explanation is just spot on. Because at first I'm thinking this is a draw, but as we go through this and we analyze it, like we take things so seriously and we analyze that. I agree. Zuni fetish doll.
I go with the Zuni fetish.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Hey.
Wow.
We're all united.
Yes,
I mean,
finally.
this has been fun, though. This has been great.
Yes, it
I love it
has.
when we all come to like an agreement on
I've
something.
learned so much.
We've come so far.
I'm sure our listeners have said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. That is absolutely right."
Yeah.
So that was
Oh man.
They've grown along with us.
yes, they have.
Well, I had two left. I really wanted to hit you with, but we're gonna go, I guess, to the lightning round.
No,
Lightning?
yeah, let's go to the lightning round. What do you
do it.
say? What do you say? We go to lightning.
Throw a
round?
Now,
few
does
in.
that lightning round means what? We just do. I just
Just
give you
like-
some titles.
57
throw-
different ones. Real quick.
All right.
Throw one
Well, this
out.
is-
We'll talk it over a little bit. Throw another one out.
Well,
Yeah.
this first one, I should have started with it because
Okay.
it's gonna prompt a lot of discussion.
All right.
Okay.
Vincent Price as Matthew Hopkins in Witchfinder General,
Right.
Okay.
and Christoph Waltz as Has Landa in Inglorious Bastards.
Wow.
Because they're both very similar. One is, finds people, witch hunter,
Right.
and the other one tries to find Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, but
And they both have people doing the minions for them.
they're both pretty ruthless. But to me, Vincent Price is so frightening in that movie.
So So we got She Was Innocent versus Bingo. That's
Yeah.
a bingo. Yeah. All right, that was a quickie. Anybody else have thoughts on that?
Well, I think that it's Vincent Price because
Okay.
he's got more of. It seems like his purpose,
Yeah, he's on a
his
mission.
evil is different and a little bit more honest and true.
Well,
And he
here's
he
okay.
kind of believes in his mission too.
Yes.
But I think it's Hans Landa because Vincent Price has a weakness. He likes to have sex, and Hans Landa does not. So he's never distracted.
Interesting.
Okay. See
You
that?
see that as a weakness. Okay.
Yeah. And the other one I wish we had more time for was Dexter versus Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Oh,
We have time for this.
wow.
Okay.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Henry in a long time.
Yeah, it's been
Well,
ages.
I watched it last night, and I had a
Okay.
different reaction to it. You were still horrified by the snuff film in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
That is still just, but Michael Rooker's portrayal is like he never plans it, although he does drive around and then they set that up, but
But it is kind of like he kind of
just
goes with the flow, like
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
It's not he doesn't have a second thought about killing someone where Dexter has to have a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then
Totally.
Dexter has to talk to his ghost dad and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
And I think Michael Rooker physically is more formidable than Dexter.
And that Henry, if it was made today, Henry would be played by Jesse Plemons. Because they both,
Wow.
a young Michael Rooker looks like Jesse Plemons.
Wow.
Wow.
And I'll tell you this just because it's off topic, but I did a breast cancer or a cancer benefit at the San Jose Improv for Steve Maison, and Michael Rooker was there to, be support it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're in the green room talking, and I ended up talking about Sea of Love, where he was the killer.
Oh,
He goes,
that's right,
man,
yeah.
he goes, man, I had Pacino. I had him pinned against the wall, and I got my dick in his ass, and we're clothed, but I'm fucking him, and they say cut, and I didn't move, man, and I just held him there, and Pacino's like, oh, he said cut, and I don't give a fuck, and it's like, this is Michael Rooker telling me this story. I'm just
Wow.
intimidated by this dude.
Wow. Yeah, can be pretty intimidating.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a fun guy to hang with.
I think that's against SAG rules.
I'm gonna go really quick. I'm gonna go for jokes. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, can I just ask this one? I had so
Go.
much trouble with this one. Jeremy Irons as the Mantle Twins versus Margot Kidder as sisters.
Oh, that's a great one.
Oh, wow.
That's a great one.
Jeremy
Uh,
Irons.
Yeah,
He's got
although,
all those medical weapons.
Yeah.
but Margot's so off her freaking rocker in Sisters, and she could turn in a second that maybe she could surprise him. But
He's
That's
still
tough.
well. He's a gentleman through and through. More or less. He's got the veneer. She doesn't have. She barely
Yeah,
has any veneer.
she's kind of like Zuni Fetish though. She's just an animal when she's in that mode.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
but
with
it's Margot Kidder coming at you, and
Yeah.
you know that she's crazy, so you're ready for it.
She just disarms you with her French accent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. All right. That's a good one.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now I'm just I'm just going to give you titles just for fun.
Yeah.
Robot Monster versus Schlock.
Oh, okay.
Schlock.
Stepford Wives versus the whores from Westworld.
Oh,
Okay.
horse.
Okay.
The whores. Wait.
Yeah.
I got Hobo with a Shotgun with Bubba Hubtop just because that sounded funny. And then and as I was starting to do this, I go, oh my god, I should have done this for real. Renfield versus Willie Loomis.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's a nice one.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Wow, that's a tough one because they're both so pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, that's great.
And I don't even want to say a couple because you might need them later.
Yeah. But those are good, Mark. Those are good.
Those are fun. And
Those
yeah.
are fun. Well, let me throw out a few. I'm not going to do as many as Mark, but since Mark brought up Renfield, what would you guys think about this one? Gollum, played by Andy Serkis from 2003's Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, versus Fritz, played by Dwight Frye from Frankenstein, 1931.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I'm
so
gonna go with
Gollum against Fritz. Now, the funny thing is, they're both kind of conniving, creatures, but
Yeah.
I definitely have a feeling. What do you guys think?
Gollum. I'm
Gollum,
thinking Gollum.
Yeah.
Why?
because I think he's quicker to
Craftier.
and quicker to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Fritz is like a criminal, and he carries a knife with him in his sock. And I think that I actually think
Yeah.
I think
Fritz-
and Fritz, he's got the little hump on his back, and so he's got that. He's carrying that
How's that
around.
going to help him though?
But it's like
That's gonna hinder him.
I think he's.
Yeah, he doesn't
I-
keep weapons in there.
I think that he would and Gollum is not really very strong,
But he's wiry though. He can
He
jump
is,
around and
And he's
it's
nuts.
Yeah.
So that
yes,
helps.
yes, he is nuts. But I still think Fritz, and they have them both in a room, and
but
he's all,
Gollum-
"Where's my precious? Where's my
Now,
precious?"
see, also Fritz is easily frightened. He gets freaked
True.
out by, a
And
bolt of
Gollum.
lightning.
Yeah.
And isn't Fritz
That's
sort of
scary.
lost? Doesn't Fritz sort of need Dr. Frankenstein to boss him around to tell him what to do? Otherwise, he's kind of lost. And Gollum is self-directed.
He's
got
on a mission,
Total,
yeah.
total ambition.
Yeah.
I'm still with Gollum.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
All right.
The only Fritz I know is Fritz the cat, so I'll go with Gollum.
Okay, all right. So what about Goofy from classic Mickey Mouse cartoons versus?
Classic horror character.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's the genre.
No, I know.
And versus Dopey the dwarf from 1937 Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
So it's Dopey versus what?
Goofy.
Oh boy.
Oh, come on, that's easy.
Oh,
And
really?
this
Is it
It's
really?
Goofy. Of
Yeah.
course it's
Yeah.
Goofy. He's a dog.
Yeah, and he's tall and he's way bigger than him. And
All of
he
a
just-
sudden, you
just bite
all
him.
you have to do is just before he walks into the room, tell Goofy, remember, you're a dog.
Guess what?
Yeah, right.
Dopey works in a mine, and he used a pickaxe. And
Yeah,
so
but he's got black lung disease and
Yeah.
See, I think you guys aren't. I mean, sure, Dopey's an idiot, but Goofy is too. I think Goofy will be like, "Hi there, Dopey," and Dopey will, and smack him with a pickaxe right in Goofy's eye. I think Dopey
Wow.
will win this one.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Both,
Okay.
both,
All right,
and both,
all right.
both these characters are also marijuana strains.
I did not know that. Thank you, Mark. That's great.
which one's the indica?
The
Dopey.
Sleepy.
Well, Sean, why don't you give us a few?
All right, here's two that I'm not sure who would win on this one. Gorgo,
Oh,
the
Love it.
dinosaur, versus Conga.
oh,
Both kind of the same size, and
Ah.
both kind of big monsters lumbering around. And
Yes.
Gorgo doesn't like, Gorgo, he doesn't like shooting any kind of fire or anything. He
No.
just bites, and
Yeah.
it's a mother. And Conga is basically a chimpanzee turned into a giant gorilla by Michael Goff. So what? I don't know. I mean,
I
Conga,
know.
Who?
It's Gorgo.
I
Think so?
Gorgo.
Take a bite
My-
out of him?
Sean, my first
Just
feeling
like
was
King Kong versus Godzilla thing, kind of?
Yes.
no. And also it's that mother instinct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And
Correct.
that's because you're right, Sean. Gorgo doesn't have the firepower, but I'm thinking, Conga because of the opposing thumbs, but because Gorgo is a mother and she
Right.
has that killer defensive instinct.
She has the claws too. Like,
And the hide,
yeah,
the
that's
thick
true.
hide.
so
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go with Gorgo too. James, what do
All
you
right.
think?
Gorgo. Yeah.
All right. How about this one? Rick Deckard from Blade Runner
Okay.
versus Logan 5 from Logan 5. Both are trained assassins, basically.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to say
They wouldn't call themselves assassins, of course. They would call
No.
it. They retire replicants, and he puts runners out to pasture, but they're basically killers.
well, I was
And
going
they
to
both know how to use guns. They both have good guns, and they're both shrewd. They know how to. They're good hunters, both of them.
Yeah. Boy, that's a good one, Sean.
I think I'm going for Deckard
Okay.
because Deckard fights replicants, whereas Logan is a bunch of pampered
helpless
people,
runners.
That's
you know,
true.
wearing their
Yes,
little
true.
tights, and all of a
Like,
sudden
yeah.
they get scared that they're going to die, and so
Right.
and you
Yeah, I
just
think-
chase them and shoot them.
Yeah, I think Deckard is more worldly and he knows what's going on, and Logan still is kind of in a little bit of a bubble as far as what he knows.
Yes.
And yes, okay,
And that guy can take an ass kicking too,
true, he can. Yep.
I'm
he's
gonna-
a replicant. So
No, he's not.
Yes, he
He's
is.
not. No,
Yes,
he
he is.
isn't. He
Yes, he
isn't.
is.
Hey,
The
Yes, he
second
is.
movie. The second
if-
movie. Second movie.
Wait a
Hello.
minute.
yes, he
What if-
is.
What
It's
if
never
Logan,
it's never cleared up.
What if Logan is a replicant?
Oh,
Ooh.
fan fiction. Fan fiction.
Sean, those are
Okay.
great. Those are great
Okay,
ones.
here's one more, and this is again not sure the answer. Loki from the Marvel Universe
Ooh,
versus,
yes.
versus Doctor Strange.
Ooh.
Oh.
Both very similar, both very with their powers, what they can do, what they can manipulate, can fool you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Doctor Strange on this one.
Okay.
And the logic there is they're both very clever, but I think Doctor Strange would be able to overpower or outthink Loki. I think he's smarter.
Stephen Strange is wiser, I would say, but Loki, man, nothing stops Loki though. And like he always somehow thinks of a way to get out of things, and he's so shrewd.
Ragnarok, he gets captured all the time.
Well, yeah, but if you watch the series though, I mean, when he goes through, I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's very close. I think it could be really
Yeah.
close call.
Yeah.
I
agree.
want to say Doctor Strange because I know that he has the intelligence and
Yeah.
the wisdom, and
Right.
he's a little bit more level-headed, and he has less ego at
Right.
work. But I still think
Yeah.
Loki has,
Survival instinct.
survival instinct, and he's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And I just got to give it to Loki.
yeah. Okay.
James.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be like you think Strange won, and then you find out that like, oh
Yeah.
no, Loki. It
Yeah.
never
Right.
ends. It's going to be
Yeah.
like a constant, series
Mind
of
fuck. It's gonna be
Yeah.
one-upmanship. Yeah.
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 And he's a trickster, so he'll trick you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So those are my three. There we go.
All right. Nice one. James, you want to give us some?
Okay, the mist versus the fog.
yeah, baby.
Well, yeah, but it's what's in the mist and the fog.
Yeah, no,
You know,
well,
I mean,
that's
those-
easy.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
creatures
Oh.
are just like, but
Well,
No,
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
But wait a minute. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
because the mist are organic physical creatures from another dimension,
Right.
and the
Yeah,
Right.
Blake
that's
and his
right.
guys in the fog are supernatural.
Right.
How do they be killed?
Right. It's the fog. It's the fog.
Yeah, sure. Those giant creature dinosaur things could like try to go after, take a bite out of Blake, but then couldn't he just reform somewhere
Yeah.
else?
But
They're
here's
ghosts. They're
here's
ghosts.
well,
There
true,
goes.
true. But here's what I was thinking is that there's only so many ghosts, and there's this whole entire weird interdimensional realm of creatures. So we
Yeah.
don't really know exactly what properties they have.
Yeah,
But
true.
even all that being said, it's the fog. They're supernatural beings. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's the
We're
fog.
coming in. Welcome back to Antonio Bay Radio. We are coming.
God, don't
Nice.
give me a hard on, please.
By the way, then for sure there's windows in this room, so the mist can get in there,
That's true. Right.
or the mist and the fog are outside the room. Let us in. We got to fight. Come on.
Odd Job from Goldfinger versus
Nice.
Jaws from The Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, I like that one.
Odd Job versus Jaws. Okay.
So one has a hat and one has teeth.
Interesting.
Right.
Well, I mean, it depends on Odd Job's aim, really. I mean,
Well,
I don't
Yeah.
think aim.
Josh could catch his hat in his teeth.
I think he
Yeah.
could. I think he could.
Jaws just seems so undefeatable
Yeah.
that I just think.
Yeah, well, he survived. He survives a literal fall from an airplane into a circus tent.
He
Yeah.
survives
So,
everything.
Two
yeah.
movies. He had two movies.
Yeah,
So there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
What was the actor's name who did Odd Job?
Harold Cicada.
Harold
Okay.
Takata. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I agree.
And then finally, Abbott versus Costello.
Okay.
any-
Well,
Two in a row.
wait, because Lou Costello is
Lou Costello.
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
You give it to Costello? Really?
wait a minute. Now, wait a minute, Matt. I'm a little angry because that has nothing to do with horror sci-fi.
Well,
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 yes,
it's
well,
James.
Met Frankenstein.
Look, this is look. It's James. It's James.
Well,
Mark,
then I'm
Mark.
gonna do Peter and Gordon versus Chad and Jeremy then.
Look. We play this with James all the time, and at least it's remotely in the genre world.
No,
Okay,
but
they were
they live in the monster universe. So
That's
All
true.
right,
to me,
That's
it works.
true.
But not Costello
Absolutely
meet
works.
Frankenstein. You know.
No, I know. I was
Oh.
trying to get to my joke, Larry. That's
But
okay.
I
Oh.
think it's Costello out of sheer blind luck because he always seems to come out okay, no
Yeah.
matter
Yeah.
what kind of abuse he gets from Bud Abbott.
I don't
Even
want
though
to.
Abbott has the brains, but
Yes, but it doesn't
for
never
sure.
helps him.
But
yeah,
you know,
actually.
I have to go off top because this makes me remember a great joke about a comedy team where the funny guy dies. They were together 30 years and the funny guy dies and the straight man is walking around. He doesn't know what to do. He's on a beach. He's contemplating, what am I going to do with my life? I've been a straight man my whole time. Meanwhile, there's a person in the water screaming, help, help. I'm in the water. I'm drowning. And the straight man says, let me get this straight. You're in the water right now and you're drowning. You want me to help you? Is that right? Sorry. I love that joke.
I love it.
Nice. All right.
All right.
So I guess it's me, right?
It is, sir.
Well,
Take us home.
here we go. The first one I think that James will enjoy. Zatoichi,
Ooh.
the blind swordsman,
Right.
versus Matt Murdock, Daredevil.
Ooh.
Oh,
Hmm.
wow.
Matt Murdock.
Both are blind. Both
Yeah.
are highly skilled. One is more agile than the other. One has a billy club. The other one has a cane sword.
Hmm.
Now, isn't Daredevil technically has a superpower because wasn't it radiation or a toxic spill or whatever that made him
He's
the
a
way
bit.
he was?
He's stronger,
right.
and he has like a sense. He can sense
Like a
things
spidey
that are-
sense kind of. Yes. Like a
Right.
radar. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. For that alone, I would say Daredevil.
I don't know. Obviously, you've seen Zatoichi be practically supernatural. Like all he has to do is wave his sword and like 30 guys fall.
right.
He's never been beaten,
Never.
and
Right.
I know that. I mean, Daredevil's had the shit kicked out of him,
Yeah. Right.
but
Yeah.
But always
Zatoichi,
survives.
and he's got a sword. He's got a sword. So, I mean, yeah, there's all the agility in Daredevil, and yes, he can do his radar thing, but Zatoichi could just wait. And
Yeah.
and just wait for him to get close. And then his sword work, as James said, is almost supernatural.
Right.
Yeah.
And in those movies, he almost is a superhero because
Yeah.
nobody could have those skills like he has.
Right.
And that's what makes it so charming too, is that this guy is a little bit overweight and
Right,
he doesn't seem like he's
Yeah.
going to
He's
be
unassuming. Yeah.
right. And so I think that would be another thing that would help him because Daredevil would use his radar to go, oh, this guy's a little pudge ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Take him for granted. So
Yeah.
so we all say, so how do you guys come down on that
I
one?
guess you've convinced me now. Maybe probably Zatoichi.
You say
yeah.
Zatoichi, okay? Anybody else?
Yeah.
I agree. I wasn't going to, but as you've explained it, now I that's where I'm going. That's where I'm leaning.
All right, okay. Well, that's fair enough. And I'm
All right.
Mark.
Both are on my bucket list to watch.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, then how about this one? And we always do this. And well, I think the last time we didn't, but I want to bring this back.
I think I know what's coming.
Okay. So in the Dexter Riley Disney comedy, The Strongest Man in the World,
Right.
1975, Kurt Russell as Dexter Riley takes this potion and it's in cereal and he eats it and he's suddenly the strongest man in the world to the point where he can bend a street lamp. So he's really strong. And he puts the cereal bowl down and his dog eats some of the cereal and then becomes a really strong dog to the point where he's chased. He's like this little tiny dog. And this Doberman pincher that bothers him all the time puts his head through his little dog door and smoke comes out of the little dog's nose and he chases this dog down the street, which I love. It's my favorite Dexter Riley movie.
Right.
So you got that dog pitted against a lepus.
I knew Lepus was coming in. I was right. I knew Lepus was there.
Oh my God. The Lepus,
The lepus.
the notorious Lepus is
The
back.
lepus, yes.
I thought we could get through this without.
No, we
mentioning
can't.
the
We
Lepus.
cannot.
It depends. It depends on if Joe Flynn sees the Lepus coming.
Hey, you know what?
There's a lepus coming.
I didn't realize that Joe Flynn died not long after
No,
that
right.
movie wrapped.
That's right.
Really?
Did not know that. Yeah.
Yeah. He
But
was
I
always
love
good.
I love that movie. Now, consider this. The dog gets into this fight, goes into the room right after he's taken the formula.
Yeah,
Okay, so he's at his strongest.
yeah, I see.
And so if Dexter Riley can take a street lamp, a metal street lamp, and bend it in half, this dog has similar strength.
It can leap and rip the Lepus's neck, and blood going to go
Yeah,
streaming all
Right.
over.
Yeah,
and even,
probably.
even though these rabbits are huge and they're
Right.
vicious, as we see in the movie, and I think it's probably because they have become giant, they're not really that fast. They kind of lumber.
Right.
Whereas this little dog, I'm thinking like this dog could just the strength of the dog's teeth would be like all he'd have to do is just bite into the leg of one of these things.
Plus, you don't know how strong. Maybe its skin is stronger from that stuff. Maybe it can't even be, punctured.
Right.
Like, it could be
Yeah.
superhuman. Like, it could be like Superman in a way.
Yeah,
With
I don't
that,
remember
you know,
that in the movie if there's
yeah,
any kind of
right.
thing that happens with them, but I know that there's strength.
Right.
And I would think that would apply to everything, the jaws. And so the
Yeah,
jaws
no-
would be like a metal clamp coming down on you that's
Right.
relentless.
Now, if it was a dog versus Chomps, which stands for a canine home protection system, which is a robot dog from the film from 1979. I don't know. Maybe Chomps would win, but I think
Well, yes, Chomps maybe.
right. But I think you're right. I think the dog would have the advantage over the Lepus.
And if the formula made the dog more intelligent, then maybe he'd have an even chance with Chomps.
Right.
He just figure out how to short circuit him. But yeah, I guess the Lepus, I'm guessing the dog.
Yeah. I mean, just nature. Dog sees a rabbit. He's going to chase
Yeah.
after the rabbit.
Right,
Regardless
it's
of size.
instinctual. It's
Yeah,
instinctual. Yes.
Right.
After bringing that up, I want to see Dexter Riley versus Stuntman Mike. That might be fun.
Let's do it.
Death
Get the
proof.
meeting.
Death proof at what was the name of the school? I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
remember.
God, I can't remember.
Sorry about that.
That's not.
But-
That's no. That's I so wanted to love that movie more than I did.
Me too.
Death
You
proof.
know.
Well,
Yeah.
There were
Grindhouse in general.
sections.
Yeah.
I like Planet Terror actually better than I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death Proof. Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
But I'm glad Lepus made its way into.
Oh, yeah.
this
There you go.
show,
Well,
so-
I mean, we have to go out on that, right?
yeah,
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
guess.
And I finally have the best opponent. Lepus versus Glenn Close from Fatal Attraction.
Brilliant. Yeah.
It's got to be
Well.
a big pot she finds, though.
Oh.
She just heats up a lake.
Yeah.
Well, this has been
Classic.
fun. This has been loads of
Awesome.
fun. Mark, as always, it's always a thrill to have you with us and join us.
Yeah, this was a fun topic. I didn't want to say no because it's been a year or so.
But you came up with some great ones though. Like
Yeah,
I
this is
do.
great.
to me, it's like when you find ones that are pretty equally matched. That's
Yeah.
fun for me. You know.
Well, I do want to say that the hand versus the thing was Rosie Shaw, widow of Bob Shaw.
Oh, wow.
We came up with that together.
Oh, that's
She,
great.
she said, she called me up. She was going to sleep. She goes, I'm going to sleep trying to think of these things.
Wow.
Because she wanted the hand versus the crawling eye. She wanted like body parts going at each other. I'm like,
Right.
well, I was going to go with another hand.
Well, the crawling eye is pretty big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a giant
yeah,
alien.
yeah.
Right. Well, that's
But
Anyway.
I mean, I say this in all sincerity. The problem with you, Mark, is you're too good at too many things. Like at these topics. I mean, you're so
Yeah.
you're great. And so we might have to slip you in
Earlier
a
than-
little
yeah, for
earlier.
no-
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, then I'll keep the ones that I thought were good. But I did watch
Sure.
4 movies last night. I watched Dead Ringers, Sisters. Then I watched some of the other ones here. Henry, Portrait of a
Right.
Serial Killer,
Mm.
and what was the other one I watched? Oh, I can't say it because I didn't do the other one. Okay.
That's a good marathon, though. It's a good marathon.
No, it was good. I was
Yeah.
You
I
know,
watched
there's-
one that I didn't use, but we'll save it for the next one.
And
Yeah.
I just one thing is, Jeremy Irons was so good in Dead Ringers
That's such an
Yeah.
amazing movie.
that when I don't know if you remember this, when he won the Oscar for
Yes.
Reversal of Fortune, he thanked David Cronenberg.
David Cronenberg.
That's
yes.
right.
I
That's
remember
right.
That's
that.
so
Yeah.
great.
I remember that.
Basically, he's saying I should have won it for that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
And
True.
Genevieve Bujold is so just a nymphomaniac.
I love her. I mean, she is.
Yeah.
Everything she's in. I love her, man.
Yeah,
She's just
Cho-
fantastic.
Choose Me. That's another one that she's good in. And-
Yeah.
Sure.
Coma,
And she was going to be
Coma.
the first Janeway.
Oh, really?
Was
Yeah.
she?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Wow.
And they
That
even
would've been really
started
interesting.
they started shooting with
They,
her.
yeah, they
I did not know that.
Yes. And she
Yes.
couldn't handle it.
No.
She just,
Really?
she couldn't handle the pace of a television
Wow.
show because she's used
Wow.
to movies where they can,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, she can explore her inner whatever.
I
And,
love her.
They didn't
I
have
love-
time for that.
I love her in Earthquake because she's having an affair with Charlton Heston, who's old enough to be her grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the old way.
But you
Yeah.
know, we're gonna save that for our Charlton Heston episode.
Yes.
Okay. All
And I
right.
love-
Yeah, we
Hey,
can do
Mark,
that.
Now, wait,
Mark,
Larry,
again-
Larry, you haven't done James Mason all night.
No,
And,
that's-
Yeah, let's you know what? He
No.
did his.
Why don't
Owe
you
it
do
to him.
Mark,
James Mason?
No, Mark, what I really wanted to know is I know for listeners, so what are you doing right now? What's going on in your life? Where can listeners check
Other
you
than
out?
who would win, what have you been doing?
I just want to do Jeremy Irons now. Ellie, the patients, they're normal on the outside, but inside, they're deformed. Anyway, radical,
Wow, it was like being in the same room with him
radical technology is required.
and then fighting him.
Yes,
All right.
I love radical technology is required.
Those
everybody-
tools, my God.
Yeah, just go to YouTube, Mark Pitta channel. There's so much stuff on there just for you. I make it so if the next video starts after automatically, you're still going to be entertained. Not a bad clip on that.
That's
Cool.
true. That's true.
Cool.
You are quality content embodied.
Oh, by the way, I'll see you guys later.
but not before.
Not before we give you a toast, Mark. I want to
Oh, okay.
I want to thank you for being with us on our wonderful Who Would Win show with Mark Pitta. Hey!
The first monster party I did with no alcohol.
Ah,
I know. Well, I listened. That 3.5 hour one was embarrassing.
Awesome. No, it wasn't. It was
That was
glorious.
classic. You kidding
it was
me? It was
great.
classic.
Yeah. Well, all
Mark,
right.
thanks for being with us, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome, man.
Before I go, I just want to say Elvira versus Vampire. Did I get that in?
Nice. I like that one.
Time for listener shout out.
Shout out. The shout out conundrum.
Shout out versus shout out.
This comes from David Teles Pereira, who writes, "Hey guys, this is David from Lisbon, Portugal.
Wow.
Ooh.
A few years ago, I discovered this podcast while I was walking my dog. I think it was around episode 10.
Wow.
Since then, I've been a loyal listener and an absolute fan of you four, who for many years have been my companions on the night walks with the dog.
Wow.
You can't imagine how many times he stared at me without understanding why I was laughing alone in the street at night like a madman. The dog was named Lopo, which means wolf in Portuguese.
Okay.
Nice.
He died a few weeks ago.
Aw.
Oh.
When I think of him, most of the times I remember how happy we were walking at night and listening to Monster
Oh,
Park.
man.
Aw.
That's nice.
Man, I
Thank
know.
you.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt, Sean, James, and Larry. Without knowing you, you've been such good friends.
Oh, thanks. bud.
P.S. I wrote this after watching Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, which is now on Netflix Portugal. What a movie.
Oh, man.
No way.
Who would win?
Yeah.
But David, I'm sure you're thinking the
That's-
same thing we're all thinking when he's changing. Well, what happens? Where's the
Yeah.
leader? You know,
You know what? Just go with it. Don't
That's-
fight it.
Yeah. That's a
If-
beautiful message, though. That's
I'm sorry.
really-
but
Thank you, Dave.
Sean,
That's really-
Sean, if you turn into Martine Beswick, you're in trouble, dude.
right.
And, very sorry to hear about Lopo. I don't think
Yeah.
we mentioned this,
Yeah.
but we all have little fur monsters of our
Oh,
own
yes,
at home.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, so we feel you.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
thank you,
It
Dave.
really is.
I would like to do a little bit of a shout out here. There's someone who I knew pretty well who died in May, and I was not aware of it. This is a guy that I would kind of bump into over the years, but I always liked him. He's very talented, and his name was Robert Green Hall. And Rob was a special effects makeup artist, and he had a company called Almost Human, and then it turned into
yeah.
Post-Human, and he worked on all kinds of amazing things.
Yeah.
He worked on Buffy and Angel, Teen Wolf, Terminator films, and anyway, all kinds of stuff. Really talented. And he was also a musician. He played in a band with Hal Sparks called Zero One. He was the bass player.
Wow.
And just a really talented guy, directed music videos for bands like Buck Cherry, who I'm a big fan of, and Mantis. And he directed a lot of films like Lightning Bug and the Les Tourette series. So, I mean, just a guy who had so much talent, but he died on May 24th. And really, it just, I mean, talk about something coming too soon. And it's never been clear to me exactly what he died of, but he was a great guy. And every time I hung with him, it was fun. He would have these Halloween parties that were just epic.
I think we went to one. I think.
I think you did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like in a big, like, kind of
like a warehouse kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
and it was like all made up with monster and like Halloween decorations.
That's
It was
right.
Really cool. It was like almost like a
And-
monster rave.
Yeah, it was fun
Yeah.
because he always had like there was always a bunch of really beautiful women all over the place.
Yeah, it was cool.
And
I
then
remember that.
he would throughout the party, he would bring out these makeup effects, creations, costumes.
Yeah.
And there'd be like a weird guy with like, his head stretched out and it was now in a wheelbarrow and the body was pushing it. It just
Right.
just great stuff like that. And it was always, these parties were always so much fun. But Rob was great and just really a great guy. And I just talk about someone who I wish I would have spent more time with, and he will really be missed.
You're here.
Yeah. But on a lighter note, last episode, we discussed the movie The Descent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I love the movie. Sean loves the movie. Larry loves the movie. James hates it.
Mhm.
And so James said, look, I know that I'm not the only one. Well, on Patreon, one of our members known as Picasso the Mundane wrote, hey guys, another great episode. I'm with James on The Descent.
No.
Yes. Hated the characters. I couldn't engage with them. I did not enjoy the movie. It happens to me often. If I really don't like the characters, the movie does not work for me. Most recently with Psycho Gorman. Do you guys know of that film?
Heard
I
of it.
know of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he says, Psycho Gorman, I couldn't even finish it. but I wanted to love it for the practical effects. And then he ends with, but what a terrific theme, the caves theme. Kudos, guys, out of the park. So really
Matt?
nice. But then on top of it just being a nice shout out to us, hey, James, you got a follower.
I have to say, I have heard from one or two other 1%ers who did agree with me. So I
Did
was
you?
appreciated
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Well, Matt, can I follow that up though
Please.
with our good friend and follower Jim Moore,
Ooh.
also commented on our Instagram page
Oh, is that right?
about The Descent, and he said this: "I'm going to defend James regarding The Descent. While I didn't hate it, I actually recommend it to people asking for a truly scary movie. I do have a problem with the premise asking me to believe that these pretty young English women would want to drop into a hole in Kentucky. Once you've accepted this, I think the outlandish scenario, it's a truly effective practice in sheer terror and unsettling, panic-inducing horror. P.S. I never want to watch it again." So it's interesting though that
it draws
is
these
interesting how
lines.
it's kind of a little bit of a polarizing film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
this.
do love it, and I can watch it 100 times. But I
can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I appreciate there's other opinions though.
Well,
Me too.
I can appreciate why you like it and why it's considered a great movie. It's just not for me. It's like the
Right,
Three
right.
Stooges. It's not for everybody. So
Really, you don't like the Three Stooges?
No.
My
I
God.
don't like the Three Stooges, but I understand that some,
Oh,
Some
yeah.
people don't.
So it's,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know,
You
it's-
can understand why.
It's funny.
Yeah, right.
We've been getting a lot of talk and conversation about our caves episode. In fact, my sisters
Yeah.
actually commented on bringing up Frontier Village and the Lost Dutchman's Mine Ride. So it's like
and somebody
there were so
people
many
brought up
cool
like the
things.
Land of the Lost Cave and
Yes.
Layers of
Oh,
Terror.
yeah,
You
yeah,
could- You could
yeah.
easily do another cave episode
Yes,
at some
you
point.
could.
Which and
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe we'll have to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But I do want to say, though, that if you haven't seen Psycho Goreman, the good part of that movie is that it takes on the flavor of like a really gory Power Rangers episode.
Ooh.
Okay.
And
I
that's the
still
good
see it.
part. That's the good part. The bad part is there's a really annoying little girl in it.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
And so I know what Picasso is saying. She's almost impossible to get through. Like,
Huh.
and it really almost ruins the entire movie because there are
Wow.
some great things in it, but this little girl, oh my God. But but you should watch the movie just so we can talk about it.
And hey, let's remind our listeners that Monster Party merch is still available on our eBay store. We've got some classic Monster Party glow in the dark logo t-shirts
Yes.
available in a couple of sizes. And
Well, if you take a large t-shirt and then you cut it and then make it bigger, then that would be another size. But that's the only way you're
See?
really going to get
Right.
another
Oh,
size.
Well, also the cloth PPE Monster Party face mask.
Oh, very
Uh,
important.
Very important in this day and age because, we are not out of the woods yet on this.
Because of this Omicron thing, I don't think one mask is going to be enough. I think you're
Oh.
going to need two, three,
right.
Two play.
maybe 4 or 5.
That's right. You never know.
Yeah. And, worst comes to worst, you get a little hazy in the head from lack of oxygen, pass out, you wake up, it's a brand new day.
That's right.
Not that I'm
And-
suggesting doing that, folks.
And shipping for this merch is free. And you can find it again on our eBay store, which is Monster Party Store. And if you happen to be a Patreon member, we will also throw in free extras courtesy of Biff Bang Pow Toys and Jason Lindsay, friend of the show, and creature creator extraordinaire Ted Haynes, also a friend of the
Ted
show.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Jason
Both-
Lindsay versus Ted Haynes. Who would win?
We win, don't we?
Yes,
We
everybody
would.
wins.
Yes,
We
do.
would.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
So what's all this about Patreon anyway, Matt?
Well,
Also, there's hoopla about it.
what is the hoopla? I've been hearing there's been a lot of hoopla out there, and I'm going to squash it.
Ooh.
This is what the deal is with Patreon. It's a platform where if you join this site, you will have access to all this bonus Monster Party material. So this could be in the form of special episodes. We have video. We have these special shows that we do that are only on Patreon, like Monster Party Masterpieces
Yep.
and Larry's Toy Time.
It's a great one.
They're both great shows, and it's always fun to see Larry's stuff. And we also have downloaded story collections and just a bunch of crazy stuff. There's an interview with Dr. Z that Larry and I did that was super fun. So yeah, it is really worth joining our Patreon account and getting on your fun board and hitting the curls.
Right.
Well, inflation being what it is, Matt, I don't think it doesn't sound very affordable in this day and age.
Well, I know that a lot of people are worried about inflation and, what's happening with the country and the economy. But here's the one thing that'll settle you down, that'll make you chill. It's only $5 a month.
$5?
$5 a month.
Kid.
Yeah,
You're
that's
kidding.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? You couldn't get two people to fight in a room for that. Well,
Right.
I might know a couple, but but $5 gets you in, $5 a month, and we're always adding things. And so every month we got a new batch of fun stuff. And so, yeah, I think you need to join and do it soon, because who knows how long the world's going to be around.
And on that upbeat note, let's remind our listeners, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube at Monster Party TV, Twitter and Instagram at Monster Party HQ. And please take a moment and write a review on whatever platform you're listening to us on. We would love to hear your thoughts, and we will read it on the air.
And we'll even fight each other for it.
Oh, it's on.
Oh, God.
It's on.
It's on. Let's do it.
It's on. Come
Four
on.
guys in a room, oiled, naked,
Whoa, whoa,
drunk,
whoa.
deaf,
No.
blind,
Yeah.
with dogs and rabbits.
I'm wearing a thong.
On that note, I am Matt Weinhold.
I'm Shawn Sheridan.
I'm Larry Stroth.
And I'm James Gonis.
Keep America strong.
And come up with your own who would win matchups and share them with us.
But stay off the chocolate balls.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you missed my chocolate ball speech?
Once again,
Larry,
uh,
you didn't mention chocolate balls. What are you talking
you
about?
didn't say anything about chocolate balls except that he's a gentle lover and, and you met him online.
No. Let's get our story straight. It's like everyone's coming back from the holidays, and I'm sure everyone got candy for the holidays, and I got all these chocolate balls from C's, and they're delicious, chocolatey.
Okay.
What are they filled
Round-
with?
Are they filled with anything or just pure chocolate?
No, it's a pure chocolate ball.
What's the
and they're-
point of that?
You put it in your mouth and you roll it around.
Why not? You could do anything. A chocolate square, a tetrahedron.
Well, everyone goes for the standard kiss. The standard kiss, the little kiss
That's
shape.
what I
You
like.
teardrop.
Well, that's a Hershey's Kiss. You're talking about C's candies. Totally different.
But
Yeah,
I
Hershey's Kiss.
Yes, Hershey's Kiss, but I prefer the C's chocolate balls.
All
That's
right.
what I
Okay,
like.
we've established this.
And
And now.
yes. What?
No, I'm just yeah.
Oh, okay. And so Mark is, before we started, I like playing around with my little Godzilla bank and my little Robbie the Robot figure, and because not everyone was on time, like I'm always punctual.
I was
and,
absolutely on time.
And I started.
Me too.
Oh, were you guys okay?
Yes,
I
I
was-
don't know where you were, but we.
No, I was here. I was here.
I get it, Larry. Larry's repeating himself because it wasn't recorded.
Oh, okay.
That's why he's saying the same thing.
But we
to
were
us
all
he
on
just
time.
Did. But we were all on time. Yeah.
And I don't
Well-
know what you were doing, but
Well, thank you, Mr. Funbags. That's great. I really appreciate that. But
How did
Funbags.
you know?
Fun Bags, by the way, is another gentle lover.
Yeah, fun bags and chocolate balls do know each other.
Talk about a mashup.
well, speaking of
You know what? You know who wins?
Who
Everyone.
wins?
Everyone.
Yes.
Everyone.
And we are here. Our presence has been enhanced by
James, thank
the
God you're
lovely
here.
James Gonis.
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
all right. Apparently, it's a big problem because it got in the way of his dissertation about C's chocolate balls, and then he tried to say that Hershey's Kisses were also C's, so we got him on that one.
No,
And then-
I did not say that
You
kisses were
implied it.
C.
You inferred
I
it.
did not. No,
What-
go back to the tape. Go back to the tape.
What I'm
sir.
saying, what I'm seeing here is a lot of chocolate stimuli.
Man,
No,
Mark,
you want
I
to
don't
come over and jump on my bed?
maybe
You and
another
chocolate
time.
balls could come over and.
I know. But did you? I got chocolate pretzels.
Oh, you got a
Oh,
sugar.
those are
you got-
good.
chocolate.
Those are good.
I got chocolate. In fact, I have them right here.
Do you
You're-
do the peanut butter ones too? Those are good.
I got those, but I mean, it's the holidays. Hey, chocolate stuff. So I got.
So wait a minute. So
chocolate
peanut
orange.
butter is not the holidays?
Well, is there chocolate on it?
So wait a minute. So is there something anti-Christian about peanut butter?
Well, peanut
I'm
butter is
learning
like
so much today.
no. It's like all year round. Peanut
Mark,
butter's
we're gonna
like-
have to change the topic.
It's for. It's,
Oh no.
no, peanut butter's like it's like regular Joe peanut butter jelly. Let me
Regular-
have my.
Oh, I do.
Let me have my sandwich in the middle of summer.
Hey,
you know?
Larry, is that your favorite sandwich? Because that's mine.
Peanut butter jelly.
A PB&J. If someone
Oh.
said, "What is your favorite sandwich?" You can have one right now. It would be a PB&J.
No,
I'm
no.
fried bologna myself.
Bologna?
Okay,
Oh,
that-
really? Fried bologna?
No.
Oh,
Fried
interesting.
bologna.
That's disgusting. I mean, how about
Oh no, cold bologna is disgusting.
Well, that's true.
how about turkey and cheese?
I don't like.
Larry-
I don't like cheese on turkey.
You don't like
No.
cheese?
No, no.
Okay. Can you think of anything more un-American than not liking cheese on your
Well-
sandwich?
Well, I like it on a sandwich, just not on turkey. I like it on ham, and I really like a little Swiss cheese on roast beef. I like that a lot.
Matt. Larry is on such a sugar high. Let's just.
Oh my
deal with
God.
this.
Mark, I looked through. Ate this whole box of chocolate balls.
He is on a
You know,
sugar high.
Larry is
He is-
showing us the almost empty box.
Larry is train spotting.
Dude, okay. So no. While we're waiting for Mr. Sheridan, really quickly.
I see his view from the other end of a toilet as
No.
someone shits chocolate balls.
Yes.
No, here's the thing. First of all, if it comes out, it's not coming out in the shape of a ball. But I will say this.
Oh, that's whoa! What a relief.
I will say this. It's like you're busy at work, and you go, I don't have enough time to go out and grab some food. You're working, and they go, here, let's see. Oh, I grab some snacks from home, and then I just had this whole box of C's candy. And Matt, I think you're right. I think I ate through the entire box of chocolate.
How are you
balls.
still alive with this diet?
I've got a Red Bull.
Red Bull and
Oh,
fucking chocolate
God.
balls. This
Somebody should.
this is gonna be like Dick Shawn tonight, you know?
Yeah, can somebody warn Sean before he shows up? Sean has no idea what he's going to get into here.
Oh fuck
No. Now, I just before we get started, does everyone have their list?
Yes.
'Cause-
No,
okay.
no. I left it on the train.
You know what?
Jesus Christ.
They are.
I'm in fucking quarantine.
There are.
I have made so many goddamn lists.
Okay. Well, because when Sean gets on, we need to get going because we don't want him to get grumpy or anything.
Here's my prediction 2 hours from now. Here's Larry. I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, sugar crack.
I feel like a nap is in my future.
No, he'll be like cranky. He'll be one of those kids.
You know what we could do? Wait, you know what we could do? We could
No.
not mention it to Sean and see if he picks up on it.
We got to ask him about his chocolate balls and see if he's got any for Christmas or
He
the
does
holidays.
love candy.
He does.
And he has
He
that
does.
kind of metabolism.
Oh,
This-
he,
Yeah, he's like a hummingbird. He
doesn't gain any weight.
Yeah.
Is this chocolate ball? Is this part of the LGBTQ community? The chocolate balls person you're speaking?
Chocolate balls is whenever I'm asked to state my gender, that's what I
Yeah.
put down. Hey, you know what? Fuck you.
All right.
It's chocolate
Okay.
balls.
Okay. All right.
How
All
dare
right.
you
That's
ask
why-
me that?
And that's why Matt was never in the army.
I got out on a chocolate balls exemption.
Furlough.
Do you guys? Okay. This is kind of out of the blue. Did you guys ever, when you turned 18, did you get a call from the military?
Not a call, no.
I got a call.
No.
And what was weird is this. It's kind of unrelated, unless you're thinking, "Hey, we're going to fight the big ants and them." When I got the call, this guy he says, "So, Larry, I wanted to talk about your future." I'm going,
Okay,
"Yeah."
what country does this person come from?
No. This is Sergeant so and so.
Okay, right. From the base,
and I want
right.
to talk to you about your future. I went, well, I'm going to be a filmmaker. He goes, well, we offer filmmaking programs and the military.
Yeah.
And I said to him, well, kind of what I've seen, I don't really know it's for me. He goes, well, like what? And so I start to tell him about a scene in An Officer and a Gentleman. And he goes, so you think what's going to happen is what you see in the movies? And I went, yeah.
And then you said, I got nowhere else to go.
No, it was.
I see you ending up as like the really scared version of Tom Savini.
The call ended when he thought I was an idiot. Well, and maybe I am.
Well,
maybe,
wait a minute, wait.
Idiot is not the term I would use.
Hey, how can you be late for this meeting when there's no cars involved?
I don't. Well, see, here's the thing: is that Sean is working on one of those jobs where it's a television job where they had to do a lot of last minute things, and so
deadline.
Yeah.
And in fairness, we were going to start it.
Here he is.
Check the gate.
Oh,
Check the gate. Check the gate.
Here he comes.
There he comes.
Hey, hey, buddy. Hey.
Hi, Sean.
So I don't know how to explain this to you, Sean, but Larry is.
I've been here all day.
You know what happens like when you give a kid a bunch of candy and then you like throw him up in the air a bunch of times? That's kind of what happened to Larry.
I'll put it this way. Larry swallowed a piñata.
Yes.
Filled with chocolate balls.
Maybe your giddy energy will compensate for my exhausted.
I know. You know what, dude?
Let's get going then.
Dude, you're a trooper for even doing this. So.
By the way, the last time I was on, I checked, was a little over a year ago. It was the Christmas office party.
Yes. Episode number 183.
And it was clocked in at 3:32. So we're going to go shorter.
Yes.
We are doing, we're going to go shorter and we're going to do it for all our sake.
I mean, we'll making it still a good, reasonable
show.
Yeah. And then we'll have you, I know we kind of wrangled you into this, but we also really do want to have you back for another round of the quotes.
Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sean, is that a Star Trek outfit or is that Rocky's robe?
It's the Star Trek
Okay.
robe, of course.
Kirk's robe.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been just sitting. I've been in this all day.
Okay.
That's my Rocky as saying Uhura.
Sean,
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back home. Oh shit! Here I am.
Sean, are you doing anything different with your audio?
What's that?
You sound a little more muted than usual.
Oh, hold on.
You do,
hold on.
yes.
No, I
Yes,
know.
you do.
I'm using different. Hold on. I'm using different things for work. Hold on.
Larry, could you put your volume on 2?
Yes. All right.
On
Yeah,
two.
let me hear a two.
Let me hear a 2.
Let me hear a two. One, two.
Hold on.
One, two.
One,
Cha
two.
cha cha.
Okay.
Chocolate balls. Chocolate balls.
You need to roll the tongue.
Is this better?
balls.
You'll be saying chocolate balls better than William Patterson at the William. Well, who's
William
Blackula? William
William Marshall.
Marshall. What's wrong with me? Oh, this is not a good. I'm glad we're not started yet.
How much have you been drinking tonight? That's what I want to know.
Is this
Let's hear Sean.
Is this audio better now?
That is much better.
This
Yes,
is
we'd
what I've
all
been
agree.
Much better.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
This is my official earbuds for podcasting.
Okay, beautiful. Everyone's volume is acceptable at this point.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. 2, 3,
Testing.
4, 5.
3, 4. 3, 4.
Do you hear me when I'm looking at the cameras? Because I always tend to go to the mic, but do you hear me okay
Sounds
this
the
way?
same.
You're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
sounds the same.
fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Just what?
Great.
Just have fun with it. What happened?
We're having fun
Oh, okay.
with it.
I think this is episode 119, by the way.
Really?
Oh wow!
I'll
okay.
take your word for it.
I listened to a lot of who would win.
219.
Okay, so wait.
Let's get going. I feel bad for Sean.
No, let's do it.
No, it's okay. Let's go. We'll get into it. Once we get going, yes.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna like this. This is great because I think I've got some special ones, especially that'll relate to you, Sean. You're gonna have to help me out on a couple of these.
Okay, a lot of mine, to be honest, I had a lot unused ones from all the last 5.
Yes.
That's pretty much what I'm using because I have no time.
well,
I have a
that's
couple
okay.
new ones, but
So-
Well, they're new.
If each one of us did, I'll just throw this out there, and because I don't think we get this high, but if each one of us did 10, that's 50. So
I don't even have 10.
I got 8.
I thought we were doing shorter, so
yeah, that's right. But it's like I got some good ones. Ones.
And we're just
we can discuss. So let's get to it. Okay.
I was going to suggest the lightning round just be the titles and don't discuss it. And just go.
Oh no!
Boom, boom, boom.
No. We need.
Well,
to
my lightning round is heavy on humor.
Okay, that's
Wow.
good.
I love that. I love humor. I'm a
that is-
laugher. People know me as a laugher.
Really?
Yes, as a matter of fact. All right, here we go. Let's do it. All right.
And we're just calling it Volume 6, right? We're not like doing any wacky.
No.
Well, no, I thought you said Monster
That's
Park.
Vegas.
That was just
Yes.
a joke, though. But
It was great.
if we do Vegas, then like people are gonna think it's all Vegas themed. Like what?
Well,
How about we?
explain.
Hey, wait a minute. How about this? What if we said who would win Monster Takes Pitta?
No. Oh, you're putting money in the title, Mark. I like Mark Pitta edition.
Mark?
about-
Whatever. But
How about
I was just
the
joking.
Pitta conundrum?
Why
Does
just go
anybody
who would
even understand what that is? It's
So
just
go who would win. number 6.
I like the Vegas thing because you explained the reason why it's Vegas because our guest is from Vegas.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
live
that's-
here.
But people just see the title. Like the only
think
time
it's
we did
Vegas,
that,
yeah.
the last one we did, I think we did like a New
No.
Blood or something. We
How
just
about, how
set
about
up.
the
Oh.
Ninja Domination?
What's
That's
that?
that's to me better because it's just wacky and ridiculous. But
Yeah,
How about-
Again,
how about Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah, but didn't we use
I don't
that
know.
before? We used that once.
Did we?
James, what was yours again?
How about who would win Hotel and Casino located in the Vegas Strip?
No, it's like the Ninja Domination. Just one of those canon like.
That's what I'm trying to
subtitles.
think of, like one of the.
Well, but
wacky-
then it's like we're doing ninjas.
Yeah, I
then.
know. That's why I didn't want it to be
How
like
about just the domination?
The forbidden.
the final insult. that was a Naked Gun one.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
well,
good.
it shouldn't be. We can't.
No, I know it
a
can't be the
comedy.
final. The final conflict.
How about
The conflagration.
How about who would win or my teeth are in your neck? No, that was
Pardon me, but my teeth are in your neck.
pardon
Yeah.
me, but yeah.
I don't know. It's okay. Whatever you guys want to do.
All right.
Don't want to be confusing for listeners seeing the title when it's posted.
Yeah.
How about this? How about who would win the conundrum domination?
There you go.
Great.
I like that
Love
one.
it. Let's do it.
I like that one.
The
Yeah, I'm gonna write
conundrum
that down so I remember when I tease it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We'll send you an email. It'll be fine. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm sure I'll fuck that up, but that's fine. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Boy, I am so crashing.
Oh my
Perfect
God!
timing to
Finally,
be
perfect,
finishing.
Man.
perfect.
I feel like I feel like I'm about ready to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
got a 30-minute drive here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up. Keep
No,
America strong.
I'll be once I get in the car, I'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Jesus. Oh no. Are there Red Bull like chocolates? You know what I mean? That have like a little bit of Red Bull in the middle.
Is there a Red Bull drive-through you can hit?
Oh my God, that would be no. I have plenty in the fridge, but it's like if I drink one now,
No, you
it's
can't.
like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
those
either
are-
once you
yeah.
take one sip, you got to keep going.
Yeah.
I feel like my heart has just kind of slowed.
Oh,
You know? Like-
I'm so scared of what's happening to you tonight.
You gotta ward off of them.
Uh,
I mean,
Stay off the chocolate balls.
yeah. Okay. Yes, we'll say that at the end. Yeah.
And then you should then laugh like a maniac.
Yeah.
Oh, No, like you normally laughing, but just
How was that?
like you normally.
Yeah.
That?
No, that sounds
Well,
fake.
Well, I need you to give me an example because I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Like crazy laughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
less insane and more happy.
I mean, that'll be fine.
You know what? Just go with it.
Yeah,
come
he'll
up with
do
something.
something.
Come on,
He'll do
do
something
something.
spontaneous.
Do something
yeah.
spontaneous.
Okay.
Improv.
Is that okay? Is that all right?
Yeah.
So keep and think up your own who would win mashup and share it with us.
Yeah.
But whatever you do, stay off the. But then somebody
But who
else
should
should say.
that? Yeah.
But whatever you do, stay off the chocolate balls.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I'll
That-
say that. I'll say that part.
Remember that laugh.